Figure Fight Club community.
Welcome to Figure Fight Club.
Giveaway, you say? Oh yeah, Figure Fight Club is the official giveaway channel of Action Figure YouTube.
Thank you, members, for the love you bring, for every shared story and the joy you sing. To our sponsors, your support's the key. Together we build this legacy. Collectors unite in this fight we thrive. Figure Fight Club, our passions alive. Yeah. Unboxings and battles, the thrill of every find. Trading tales and treasures.
Welcome to Figure Fight Club, where collectors come to play. Discussions from relevance to hot toys shaped by collecting weight. Pour a drink for yourself, collect your thoughts. Join us on this journey and action-packed talks. In the club, the fight is on. Action figures shine like the break of dawn. Collectors gather around, any drink will do. In Figure Fight Club, we welcome you. Welcome with the front, with the front. Welcome with the front, with the front. Raise your drinks up high and let's cheers. You're among collectors and like-minded peers. From stores to conventions, we take you backstage, exploring figures from modern day to the Stone Age. In the club, the fight is on. Action figures shine like the break of dawn. Collectors gather around, any drink will do. In Figure Fight Club, we welcome you. Welcome with the front, with the front.
Welcome to Figure Fight Club presents Plastic Journey. I'm very happy you guys could be here tonight. It's Friday, start of the weekend. Hope you guys are having an awesome Friday as well. Before we get too into it, let's bring out our co-hosts. Talib couldn't be here tonight, but we have 6 co-hosts for Figure Fight Club, so we brought in an extra. So let's bring them out. Here's a button. There's a button. Welcome, Lou and Goose. It's like taking the shot.
Now listen. Before introducing us, you start in with Talib couldn't make it, but we got other guys. What's that about? Oh, by the way, Elric sold out already.
Are you serious?
I'm not kidding. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not kidding.
Wait, I thought it was...
It's already up?
It literally went up and went like that. During the intro, it was up and gone. I had it in my cart and missed him, so yeah.
Well, I blame you, Lou. You were supposed to warn me.
I tried.
All right, anyways. It's fine. I mean, I have my own L rig, so I don't really care that much because I already have one for myself.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's bring out our VIP because this is someone who I don't know much about, so I'm very eager to learn. So let's bring him out. Break something. Welcome to Figure Fight Club.
Hey! I love it, man. Coming out to the Smashing Pumpkins? All right.
Why not, right? Why not? Yeah. I could only play it for a certain amount of time before I get
I know. Billy's going to get mad.
Exactly. Yeah. So we try to keep it below
guys?
10 seconds. Always below 10 seconds.
Good. How you doing?
So Lou's busy right now trying to shop. Is there anything left?
Trying to shop.
All right, so,
There's a little bit left.
So that Savage Crucible in stock just started like right now?
Yeah,
Just
literally
PM?
started as soon as we started
shoot.
as soon as we started the stream.
Okay.
They did say between 9 and 10, so.
Yep.
Damn.
all right, but now I only see Brian R. Naraka and no more Elric.
Mm-hmm.
He said that when we came on.
Yeah.
What did they?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know
in my cart.
we started and then we're talking about this in stock sale, but I'm curious. Did they say how many? Did they give you? I haven't been paying attention to know like if they've been saying how much is actually available or not.
No,
They
I don't
Not really.
They didn't leave a number. No.
Okay. I was at WonderCon. What am I saying? At Motuniverse, and they were there.
Okay.
Yeah, and people got them. So I mean, they had a good amount of them. Oh man, sorry, Josh.
Yeah, no Eric for me either. No, I don't want to get the rest of your stuff either, Savage.
As
Yeah, I
he
know.
flaunts his.
Yeah.
I got mine.
Goose, grab a Savage. The Savage Lemurian's there. If you're still looking for that Savage, he's there. Grab him.
HVX Jimmy. Same thing happened to Lou apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yep, he was in my cart, and then they said limited.
fan.
They Oric was extremely limited. So there you
Well,
go.
the reason behind this is because Savage won't bring it back. Like it's done. after
Right.
this.
No. Yeah.
It is completely done after this.
Although I mean, it's a licensed figure. I wonder if they would. I don't know. Who knows? But I was one of those who was lucky enough, or I guess I don't know, lucky, was in a position to do that extra early drop, so it was a little bit cheaper when they were doing that.
When the pre-sale.
Yeah, but it
You
was
got
like
in early on
it was like an early discount kind of
Yeah,
deal that
exactly.
they were doing. So that was cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
just to everyone in the chat, we are doing some giveaways tonight. One is actually brought to you by Cool Ray 420 here. He's generously gifted a was it Supreme Snake Cobra Commander?
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Wow, cool, Ray. Thanks.
So thank you very much for that. We're going to be pulling that later on tonight. But again, you have to be present to win it. That's how this works. And we'll throw up the hashtags in a little while.
Yeah.
Art G, what's going on, dude? Hope you're doing well.
Art, good to see you, man.
I think I've caught up with the chat. Yeah, I did.
Yellow.
Who are you yelling at?
I don't.
That's Goose.
It should be in like a big grocery bag out in
Mute, bro.
Hey,
I had to mute you, Goose. I
Yeah,
muted
you're gonna have to unmute yourself. Goose.
No. I just
Wait.
unmuted you.
I thought it was.
No,
My
you're
bad. Oh, so hey, but small frame, big lungs, even bigger heart.
That is true.
Yeah.
You were screaming at IshCon for a lot.
Oh yeah.
But let's bring the focus back to Brick Something here because
Brick
again,
something.
Please.
I would like to know about Brick Something and his plastic journey essentially. So, are you ready for all the questions, Brick Something?
Sure. Let's do it. And thank you for inviting me, man. I'm hey, what's up, man? I'm happy to be here, man. I think it's cool. I've seen you guys do your thing. I was just actually watching the Jeremy one relatively recently. So
Yeah,
that was
that
cool.
was a fun one too.
That was
Yeah.
a lot of fun. Yeah, it was interesting. As someone who's new to Mythic, it was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah.
Just to hear a little bit more about the history and the lore. I gotta say real quick, Brick, I like the setup behind you. The Starfighters. That's awesome. That looks fantastic.
Yeah, so the brick something is because of spending way too much on plastic bricks and plates and minifigs and tiles.
Yeah, it was
And so
fun.
the Star Wars stuff, when we moved into actually the last place, I did this into our last place, and then when I came here, realized I had more to add. So there's actually some more over her as well.
Ooh, wow.
But there's gaps that I need to take care of
Okay.
because I told myself someday I will. Did you guys ever see Resistance? Sorry, Avi, I know you've got questions, but Star Wars Resistance
Yes.
was a okay,
The cartoon?
and it wasn't it wasn't the greatest show, but they had these like racer ships, right? That they based on actual sports cars,
That's right. Yep.
and
Really?
and there's one of them that I want to do up there because I just love it, but it's not like an actual model, so I gotta figure that out. And then I wanted to do over here the prototype B-wing from Rebels. Anyways, I'm a Star Wars nerd, so
Nice. Hey, I
That's
am
a good
too. That's
thing.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love it.
The funny enough, the first question was, where did you come up with the name Brick Something? So I feel like you just answered that one. Get out of my head,
Yeah.
man.
well, yeah. And so like I think one of the first like real nerdy online spaces where I was like engaged a lot more was in what they call the AFOL space, which A-hole, but yeah, AFOL, which is adult fan of Lego. And so like Flickr was a huge thing back in the day. I don't know if the kids watching have heard of it, but yeah, man, it was just I was doing Lego stuff. I had a different name, and then like at the time, I don't know how much you all know about like the sort of like, I guess you'd call it the equivalent of like indie Lego, like folks doing like weapons. There's like Brick Arms, there was Brick Forge. Hey, Terrence, thank you. There was like, there was Brick. I'm trying to think. There's like Brick. The local show was Bricks by the Bay. So I was like, okay, I want to do stuff. I was doing like custom shirts and some artwork, and then whatever, and then helping out with designing little custom Lego minifigs for like people who are making them. And they're like, well, what name should we put on it? And I was like, I don't know, like everyone's Brick, I'm Brick something. And so I started using that. And then in 22, I was like, I want to do an action figure thing. And I had all the assets. I mean, I'm kind of a designer, like back in the day, and still, even though I teach now, I've been teaching for a long time. But anyway, it just seemed like I had cool assets. I liked it. I was like, okay, it's kind of weird. I know it's not like action figure oriented, but it still tracks. So there you go.
Teacher of what?
I am a teacher of life. No, I'm a teacher. Let me say a teacher of who first, because that's always fun. I teach 9th through 12th grade, high school, in a public school here in San Francisco.
Very cool.
And so, yeah, not to be confused with Brock Sampson, slightly different. That was taken. So, but yeah, 9 through 12, I teach high school. Oh, you want to bet? We'll bet. Well, let's compare notes.
It's a contest all of a sudden.
Uh-oh.
I love it. I've been teaching since 2001. I've been in a classroom since 2001. And so it's been a long time.
25 years.
I will say post-pandemic, something has shifted in the culture. And so just attention span and like social, like you and I, we're having a conversation. You're asking me questions. I'll answer. We'll have some thoughts. We'll do some exchange.
It's called discourse.
Not so much my young folks sometimes these days. They're struggling.
Yeah.
Hey, Oakland, what's up? 510. Yeah, technically I'm in the 650 South City. I live in South San Francisco. For folks who ever come to SFO, if you ever drive like from the airport, you'll see this like big, not quite Hollywood sign, but it says South San Francisco, the industrial city. I'm on the other side of that hill. But
do you think that sign is made out of a brick something?
I've been up there. We go up there frequently. It's fun to slide down the letters, but it's really? Concrete something. Yeah.
All right. So I have to hear about that. How did you discover that you can slide down letters on a giant sign in your town?
Yeah, you climb up it. You're like, oh, I can get up there, and you sit on it, and gravity pulls you down. It's cool, and you don't die.
Yeah, out of nowhere, your sense of self-preservation is like, whoop! I'm just gonna. Yeah.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, if you were to slide down the letter, let's say, it takes you, I don't know, maybe just like under 50 seconds to get from top to bottom. It's not super long, but they're huge. I made the mistake of taking my kids when we first moved into this house. I think my oldest was maybe 6 and my youngest was 4. And it was a little bit much for them, but we still did it. And then after, I was like, oh my God, they're still alive. Sweet. So
score. That's good.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, preservation of the children is good.
Leon, you're not the only person who said that. And yeah, it is dangerous because you do one of these.
Yep.
Now there's a stop here. I'm not that dumb.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh man.
Come
on, Leon.
Teacher, he's thinking, bro.
Come on.
You had all of us like collectively gasp, like,
No, I wouldn't do that. But anyway, yeah, I've been, but yeah, that's me. Sorry, I lost track of the question. We're talking about teaching. I'm old and I'm tired. Oh, Gina. Yeah, I'm old. I'm tired. So it may be the kids. It may be me. So, yeah.
I think it's definitely a little. Well, I don't know if it's a little bit of both. I don't know you well enough to say that yet. But
no, it is. It is.
Yeah,
it's like that. Yeah.
My son was in high school during the pandemic, and it was a whole change, a whole shift for sure.
Yeah.
So I can see that for sure. It messed with the kids, but
yeah,
you know,
it definitely did mess with the kids. I agree.
Mhm.
with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And all of us, I mean, the culture is different. We were having this conversation recently. I will just say, like, you know how we can have this discourse or whatever, you're in social space, you get mad at someone, you're in conflict. Sometimes people will just be like, okay, I'm a look at a different channel, or I'm gonna mute them or whatever, right?
Right.
The young folks do that with each other, you know, like, or with you. Like, if they're mad, they don't get mad at you. They're just like, I just don't talk to you. I just don't engage with you. Or I just stop showing up. So
Oh,
that's, I guess that's what it is. And when I say like I'm bummed, literally it's because, please, like it breaks my heart. I'm still not totally cold. Like, it's kids just not showing up. But anyway,
Yeah.
toys.
Yeah.
You know what's fun? Toys.
Toys.
I love toys. Yes, exactly. And Bob,
Straight.
define extra, because I think I need like 10 to 25 generally in my collection.
I'm
And I don't have. I only
learning
have
this.
6. I only have
About
6.
this guy. Before we started, he's telling me about, like, I've got X of these Cassius. I've got this many Fury Toys bodies. Like, damn, you've got like I imagine like cold storage of boxes of figures. Most of them were women, so that's something we could talk about. But
Yes. Yes.
They've called me a gooner a few times on the show.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brick's an observant one. I like that. Brick,
Yeah,
I mean,
attention
well,
to detail. I like that.
15 minutes in, and yeah, Brick already knows you. He's already got you pegged.
It comes with the job, man.
Yes, yes, yes.
But let's talk about you for a second, Brett.
Our time is up, folks. All right.
Let's talk about. So, how long have you been collecting, like a serious collector?
Serious collector. Well, like, truly, I know it's not. Well, I think this answer tracks. I was born into a house that had Star Wars. Well, almost had Star Wars. That had like a bunch of stuff around. I was born in '76, kids. I'm about to be 50. My brother's 5 years older than me.
You look
And so
good
by
for,
the time-
for almost 50, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
Damn.
I'm
I thought you were
51
younger
this
than
year,
me.
So I thought you were much younger. So good
Yeah,
for
man.
you, man. But go on.
It's-
Yeah.
It's the Filipino genes, maybe healthy living. Maybe the young people keep me young.
Tighter
But,
around your waist.
Was that?
Are the Filipino jeans tighter around your waist?
Well, these are drawstring jeans, luckily.
Oh.
So,
Oh, it's so it
if I
must-
was wearing actual
fall.
jeans from the Philippines, man, they size real small.
Yeah.
I'm kind of large for my people. But seriously, when I was born into a house that had toys, my brother's 5 years older than me. He for whatever reason, I remember growing up with like little Buck Rogers figures, some Shogun Warrior stuff. Are you guys familiar? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like he had some Shogun Warriors, big and small. So like that stuff was just always around. And then I don't know what it is. I've actually been meaning to ask my mom as her sort of memory fails. But ever since I was little, she was a doll collector. Like she had dolls and she had Migos in her doll case, along with like Sonny and Cher dolls and weird porcelain dolls. And so I don't know if it's because she was a collector and then sort of taught us. But when we were buying toys, I remember as soon as I kind of got became more aware, I just remember that no, you collect Star Wars and G.I. Joe and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, and they were serious about it and they were great. Like folks are wondering like, dude, were these kids like made of money? My folks are like immigrants from the Philippines during martial law. But I think part of it is, and I've heard Abby talk a little bit about growing up, but just I feel like they were like compensating kind of, or they're like, oh, we're here and we want to give them everything, and they did.
See,
And
my
they
parents didn't give
really-
me anything.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get much as a kid. I mean, once in a while, here
But
and
we
there.
were
but
for sure spoiled, man.
Yeah.
that's probably
So
why
you
I
were-
overcompensate today, though.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you say you were spoiled, but your parents kind of asked you or told you to focus on Star Wars and G.I. Joe?
Old. I don't see. This is the thing. I'm not sure if they had conversations because again, my brother's 5 years older than me, and I was still little.
Right.
Yeah.
But like, I just sort of remember growing up, and we collect Star Wars and GI Joe, and I remember like there were things that would come out. It's like I want that, and they're like, no, you don't get that. You get this and this, right?
Okay.
And so I would hustle. Like when He-Man came out, my brother was first. He went out with my aunt one day and came home with a He-Man. I was like, how'd you get a He-Man? That's not Star Wars and that's not G.I. Joe. And so I learned that. And I went out with the same auntie and got myself a Skeletor.
Hell yeah.
So
I love the fact
like,
you called her auntie too.
Honestly.
yeah, or Tita. But Sue, sorry, I'm multitasking. I can't help it. It's part of the trade. But Art dropped some knowledge there. Archie's saying most Filipino women collected dolls. Like I've never really thought about that, Art. So I don't know if that's where he got it from too. But none my aunts didn't. My mom did. So anyway, as far as being like a serious collector, I feel like that was there from the beginning. Like they were, they were.
Do you think it was passed down from your mom though? In general,
That's
like
what I wonder. Because
The collecting aspect could, for sure, yeah.
because I've had this conversation with a lot of other people, like collecting, like, you know, Roba and I talked about, we had like a long discussion about this, about like, he asked me the question, did your like parents collect anything? And like, not toys, but like my dad was a tech junkie, so he would collect technology, like laptops, iPads, you know, we had the latest tech in the house, but that's what he did. That was his thing. He was a collector when it came to that stuff. But you know, like my brother was a collector too, but he collected like movies and things like that. It was different, but that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, does your older brother
Collecting overall.
Yeah.
Oh,
does your brother collect?
My brother's a massive collector.
Okay.
I was so when I went down to Motuniverse, I stayed at his place because it wasn't too far from the thing, in a room that was like on all four. Behind me were these are hanging on guitar racks, like most of them.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when I was in his room, staying in their guest room, behind me is this amazing guitar collection. To my left is like a built-in bookcase, a small one, with like legions, cosmic legions, mythic legions, G.I. Joe. The cosmic and mythic is because I got him hooked and he went in deep. But G.I. Joe, classified, and then we've got like wall here and wall here of the largest, most massive Marvel Legends collection that he's been buying since the old Marvel stuff, then Toy Biz, Marvel Legends, and then Hasbro. So he's got going into his place is like a cool like museum kind of thing.
It's deep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
cool.
like it's like your guys's, just like, you know.
Mine's not a museum. No way.
I don't.
Mine is pretty much.
So I feel like if I move my camera goose just like a little bit down, it looks like where you're at. Like that's what's going on right here.
It's funny, when I saw you walk to the wall, I saw you hop a little bit, so I figured something was on the floor.
No, yeah. And I think so going back to so my brother's 100% a collector. Like I said, when I was born, he had stuff already. Like, and so I remember that stuff as a kid. And then also, I don't know, like there's only two of us. There's something about birth order where it's like, I found that even in my little, you know, with my hobbits over here, I have two. The second one kind of like grows up quicker in a way, and they're just sort of like, you know, they see the two grown-ups and then they see this other sort of creature that's kind of their size, but like walking and talking. So I mean, my little one was like, he never crawled. He tried to stand like all the time, tried to run barely. Yeah, and then he was super verbal. So I feel like with me, it was kind of the same thing. And like my brother was, even though I broke a lot of toys and he would get mad, but he would impress upon me that you take care of the stuff, you keep the weapons next to you keep it all like together. So there was that, and then there was comics too. So it's kind of like there were those early collecting stuff. So I would say pretty early on, I learned to be a collector, and then there was this for a long time. And there was a chunk there where I wasn't getting anything because I was like a broke ass college student, and then trying to figure out like grown up life and paying student loan, and then eventually the Lego thing kicked in around like 2008. I mean, before that, like as early as 2000, when they started doing Star Wars, I started buying stuff, but not heavily. In 2008, it went into overdrive and did the whole like online AFOL thing. and then I switched over. Again, I was enjoying my brother's stuff like as much as I would have loved to buy Legends or even Classified. I was like, Ted's got it. I'll just enjoy his when I'm down there. But then it was when they announced new Motu stuff. I kind of hinted at the fact that like even as a kid, like I wanted that stuff but couldn't get it because my parents were like limiting it.
Okay.
So in my modern collecting era, I'm kind of more about getting stuff that I didn't really have, which segues into like my buying habits now. It's like, yes, it started with Motu because like Masterverse was coming. I was like, okay, cool. I missed out on classics. Like I got pieces of classics, and that stuff was dope. Will this Masterverse thing be great too? And so started buying those, and then like it's like because of classics, I knew about the Horsemen. I was like, I need to get some Legions, and it just was all downhill from there. But a lot of stuff that I couldn't access as a kid. So
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And we didn't have that much in terms of fantasy lines as kids.
Exactly.
It was
As
mostly just
hard
He-Man and
or as
Go ahead.
well, yeah, He-Man. I mean, Dungeons and Dragons had a, LJN's Dungeons and Dragons was a very, very small line. He-Man was big, but that was almost, well, I mean, as far as large, large toy
Thundar the
collection.
Barbarian.
Thundar didn't have any toys. We had Brave.
yeah, no, we had content.
Wait,
Man,
Thundar.
we had Beastmaster.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
Thundar,
We had
like,
all the content.
Right and left.
Right.
right.
But
Yeah,
very little toys
toys.
to go along with it.
Toys
We
were
had
always-
Warlord from Remco. You had like a Hercules figure in that, but like it was few and far between as far as like big things, like you said. And Motu really
Fantasy.
broke the dam. And what Motu did is it was science fantasy, right? It blended the two. It was basically like Kirby, New Gods, and like John Carter from Mars, right? Like that figure came out recently. I was like, this is the roots. Like this is the stuff that I love, where it's like it is a little bit of sword and sandal, but it's also sci-fi. So it you get stuff like that, like a lot of those old designs. Even if you look at like the old Masters of the Universe, like Battle Ram, like it's totally Kirby. And they were working on a New Gods line and then kind of stopped, and then they started developing Motu. But if you look at like the designs on the side,
when you say it's totally Kirby, can you extrapolate? I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with that.
I'm looking down here because I had the classics battle round, but I realized I put it in the classroom. Yes, I have a crap ton of toys in the classroom. Actually, like shelves like you guys. I have 2 Billy bookcases filled with like stupidly filled. Like right now they're just like standing crowded. I want to
Watching a
curate them
concert.
better.
Yeah.
But if you look at the battle ram, the stickers on the side of like that dragon, or if you look at the missile, I don't know if you remember the sculpt of the missile. It's like a demon face.
Like the eagle, right?
Yeah, that's totally like the stuff that you would see in Apocalypse in the background, or you would see on different New Gods, like just paraphernalia or armor and stuff. It was that kind of thing. That's what I'm talking about.
I can
It's
see
worth
that.
looking at. Like,
and then New Gods was a comic book.
Oh yeah, New Gods
Okay.
was New Gods is sort of the world that Kirby created as part of like going to DC. He's like, I'll come to
As
DC.
Jack Kirby.
Yes,
Right.
sorry,
Gotcha.
Jack Kirby. Yes, and he was like, I'm going to create my own thing within the DC universe. So that's Darkseid, that's Orion, Big Barda, etc.
Okay.
K-Town.
Now I'm tracking.
What's up, K-Town?
What up,
Good to see
K-Town?
you, brother.
But no, so I was born in '77. My closest relative was 9 years older than me, and my dad was like 22. So I had all of his toys when I was growing up. So I had like the old Battlestar Galactica ships, and like the Trident fighters that shot out like the Cylons. Bunch of like Hot Wheels cars, but like comic books, I never really got into. But like Masters of the Universe, with like what you're talking about, it is a seamless blend of like not seamless, but it definitely was, like I said, sword and sandal, but there's also sci-fi. Like, why would they have a jet-controlled, like, computer flying jet that looks like an eagle if they also have magic and, like, superpowers and swords, right?
The answer is because it's cool. But yeah,
It was a mix of every guy.
bravado and a power sword. And
Yeah. The mix of science and mysticism, it was actually kind of cool about He-Man. It could be anything, that was absolutely a lot for your young brain to wrap around, for sure. But
like this stuff, this line, right, or this wave, the Cosmic Oxcrew Book 2, like that's my jam. Like, it's totally I mean, she's got a big mace, but she's teched out. Like, I don't know why she would need to pulverize people with stuff. She could probably shoot people or whatever.
Yeah.
But hell yeah, she can. Like, whatever, it's cool. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe you could the logic could be that she just enjoys bashing people with a mace rather than shooting.
It's more fun.
Yeah, more
What if
personal.
it's not a
King
mace?
Kirby?
What if it's
That's not King Kirby.
Yeah.
actually
That's
a
very-
sea mine, but she's
Yes.
indestructible, and so she gets to go around and just bash people with like oceanic mines. Yeah, and she just stands there like the good guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
for sure.
With the comic book thing, I remember in first grade, my dad came home one afternoon with not a huge stack, but there was probably like 12 comic books. And he's like, hey, you guys, like, this is again one of those instances where they told us you are collecting this. I don't know the story. And I my brother wasn't sure either, like why he came, but my brother had been, when he could, been reading our uncles and cousins, like, comic books. And I don't know if my dad was like a sales guy for frozen food, whatever, but he would travel around and like, hey, I found this one comic book shop in Eagle Rock and I talked to the guy and I figured, he was telling me, well, it's a good thing for kids to do. And so he came home with comics and we started collecting from there. So there's something about that. There's something about like, okay, comics is easy because it's monthly, they're dated, they're numbered, and you're just like, you obsess over them, you put them in bags, like you learn the culture, right? Put them in a bag, put them in a box and whatever. So you totally get into that collector nerd. And I often do wonder, I'm sure there's some kind of psychological stuff going on with like our folks and why they collect, or something about stuff, maybe stuff they didn't have as, as young people, that where they can now buy things and keep them nice or whatever. And I also, my brother and I wonder about this. It's like, I don't know. It's like, were they guilty or something? Like, why did they do that? Like, was there, like, when our dad came home, God, I hope he won't see this, but we're just like, what? Yeah, it was like, man, are you feeling guilty? Because, anyways, whatever. You know what? I'm gonna dot that one.
Okay,
But,
all right. I never looked at it that way. I never.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead, Lou.
My dad traveled a lot too when I was a kid, and always came home with a toy for my sister and I, right? And now that you say that, I never really looked at it from that way. I just thought it was just a nice thing of, hey, I mean, I guess you could say,
like, I don't really buy them comic books because there's like, my older one can still read, but it can read, but my younger one can't. So, but he likes his kaijus. He's a big fan of Godzilla. So if I always look for something Godzilla related for him, because I know he would absolutely love it. And my older one's into, I mean, at this point, he's pissed off my wife enough because he made that comment, I'm a collector. Then my wife lost it.
So you passed on the gene.
Yeah, I essentially I passed it on to my older one. My younger one is a wild child. There's no. I mean, he'll play with stuff randomly, but he'll also play with the box. So I have no idea.
Let me knock on something, but I will say, for whatever reason, our kids, man, no. Like, I've tried. They play with our Lego, and then when I'm like, hey, do you guys, what's up?
you
do you
missed
want to,
a
like,
lot.
yeah. Do you want new sets? They're like, no, we're good. And I was like, wow, you are It's admirable, actually. Like they kind of are. They have access to stuff,
Yeah.
but they're just not as into it. And my brother's kid's the same way. My brother, when he had his kid, like this was like while his wife was pregnant with the kid, he's buying like GI Joe something, putting it in a box. He's like, "Oh, my kid's gonna love this someday." Oh man, he just had to
Well,
yeah.
I think toys has changed. Like in the sense of IshCon was this past weekend. I had my wife bring the kids as well. They're into Pokemon cards, so there was like a whole pack battle thing. So that was fun. And then we walked around the show floor. It was Jehovah Toys. He had a booth with a bunch of wrestling figures, like loose ones. And my younger son, of course, was like, "Hey, I want this," and then he gave it to him.
Right.
And I was like, "I'll pay for it," and he's like, "No, just take it." And then he offered one to my older son, and my younger son's not into wrestling. Like, it was a wrestling tour, and he's not really into it. He knows a little bit about it because I watch it sometimes, and then my older son is getting into it. But then my older son goes, "I don't want a toy. I'm good." And I was just like, "Wait, what? Like, there's a Darby Allin here. You don't want that?" And he was like, "No, I'm good." And then he made a comment to me later on. He's like, "It was missing the hands." And then I was like, "Well, shit, you're gonna be that type of collector."
Well, who wants a toy without hands? Who wants an action figure
No.
without hands?
It had his regular hands. It already had the hands.
It just didn't have the whole set?
It didn't have the whole set. Then I was like, "Well,
complete.
you're gonna be one of those guys."
You're one of those collectors. It's funny that Fortress Manimus was saying, you just pulled up his comment about like, and that's kind of where, like, I know my mom was alive. She was born right as the Japanese were occupying the Philippines in World War II. And then I don't know how much you know about that history, but there was like, it was wild. Like literally their home was taken over, and they had soldiers there, and it's some nasty stuff. But I bring that up because I know my grandmother, her mom, was like a big hoarder, and actually my dad's mom too. So I think there was something about, and I would hear people say, like just sort of like theorizing about the Filipino psyche during that time of just folks who like lived through that. After that, that's when you see people like, there's kind of jokes in our culture about like, oh, you go to your grandma's house or your parents' house and they have that one room filled with stuff, or canned goods for like, they're ready for that's where you go during the apocalypse, find a Filipino family, move in with them because they've got food for like years of canned goods, Spam, like corned beef. And a lot of it, I know with my grandparents, because I had heard my parents talk about, like, was a little bit of that. They were like, so I wonder if there's a little bit of that too. That kind of like, not hoarding, but like hanging on to stuff. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, it's definitely. I think it gets passed through the family. I'm sorry, Abby, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. It does to a degree get passed down through the family. A family that does collect or hoard or hold on to things. But there's also something to be said for our generation here, especially us 50 guys. The 80, well, and even I'll be a little bit you, but not quite as well. Maybe I'm wrong. Whatever. Just hear me out. The 80s, we are very nostalgic for our properties from the 80s. And the 80s was such an amazing time for toys and cartoons and characters and IPs. And we can't let go, right? So now when we're making modern versions of these, and we are the ones, the guys making these are the ones like us that grew up with the figures there and have that. I wonder how it could be if this figure was more articulated and more detailed and everything else. So now they're the ones making it. And, I think there's a lot to be said for that too. Us 80s kids can't let go of our properties.
No, I believe that actually. I think that's an 80s thing for sure. The thing is, like, I moved to the US when, like, 89, 90, something like that. So it was very different from, like, I was born in Germany. So what I remember from Germany was Star Wars and He-Man. And Asterix and Obelix. Asterix and Obelix didn't exist here, obviously, so it was all like He-Man, and then even He-Man wasn't. Huh?
We had
Well,
Asteroid Bliss.
I
We
didn't
did.
have access.
Not in the massive way, though, for sure.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
In,
100%.
in Europe, it was very massive. It was very different.
Yes, it was a big deal there. Yeah.
But then, like, you know, when I got here, that's when I discovered DC. I discovered Marvel. I discovered G.I. Joe. He-Man, I kind of got out of. And then I was still into Star Wars. I always kind of loved Star Wars. But then I discovered wrestling. And then it was just wrestling for a very long time.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
You know, yeah, I was saying earlier that we were programmed, and I think that's exactly what y'all are like getting at. And it just like it was a different time, right? There was a handful of channels to access kids programming, right? It was a Saturday morning or an after school, 3 o'clock till 5. It was just, and it was like a handful of shows. And then what we would all watch it, and then you'd go to school and people would talk about that stuff, right? When they paid it,
He's born in the 2000s.
Yeah, no, this was the last century, just to be clear, in the 1900s. Yeah. No, man, and so like it was just different. And now when I look at my students, for example, or my kids, like I can have 30 kids in the room, and they're all going to watch. They could potentially watch 30 different things or spend their time doing 30 different pieces of content because that's how much stuff there is. And there's no sort of like it's not central anymore, right? We grew up in the oh my god, man, you're 16, man. You could be one of my students.
He's not 16.
Okay.
He's one of our co-hosts. He's not. He looks like he's 16.
young.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's definitely in his the younger years of his life. He's an adult, legal.
You
adult.
said better, Avi. We'll get through it, man. It's gonna be okay.
Now, listen, when I have to second guess, hey, should I jump off this 2-foot thing? Like when I second guess that, I'm at that wrong age now, right? Like I might break an ankle. Like there might be a problem.
It's true. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think we were definitely programmed, and we see it now, like you said. Like we see it because I'm still buying a Transformer because I wasn't able to get a ton of Transformers as a kid, and I was like, that's cool. You know, it really kind of defined a lot of stuff. It was the same. It was toy stuff, but it was also pop culture. Like, you know, like back in the day when I was growing up, it was like you hung out with these kids because they were all into the thing. It's the Stranger Things, right? It's like, oh, the Dungeons and Dragons kids or whatever, you know, the rocker kids or whatever. And so like there was very much those kind of like boxes that were there, and then you'd watch movies and they'd reinforce those boxes. But now it's like, man, like today we're in this weird time right now in school. School year's over. We had a strike, so we had these 5 days, so like barely anybody showing up because like everything's done. Finals are done, but we just added these 5 days. I say that because like I get to hang out with kids that like I didn't really get to build with because there were like 34 other like people in the room. So now we're just talking, and you know, like this kid's into Digital Circus, this kid's into this anime, this I only read fantasy books. And so everybody's got like a different frame of reference. Back in the day, we all went home and went to school, talked about Transformers. Did you see that the Weather Dominator thing?
Yeah.
That was right.
Yeah.
And so we were all on the same page. So I think what we're seeing is I often wonder what it's going to be like 20 years from now, you know, like because there's going to be pockets of stuff where like, oh yeah, I remember that. But like could like say an indie toy company launch, I don't know, I just said Digital Circus, or would only, you know, a tiny percentage of people remember it and be able to buy into it. So
I mean, honestly, with our day and age, like my kids will choose video games or something digital over a toy.
100%. It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's 100%. And
But even
you know,
video games, there are certain video games that everyone's like, oh, I play Fortnite or whatever. But now it's like, you know, Overwatch, Fortnite, like there's a ton, right? Is my point. And it's hard to get that same kind of critical mass. So anyway, old people talk.
I get where you're coming from, but again, like everything has changed too, though, right? You know, games from our era taught kids something, taught you patience, it taught you to retry, keep going, and all this other stuff. Today's games are very different. It's like you'll respawn where you died, and you know, and all that stuff. So it doesn't teach you. Yeah, it doesn't
100%.
teach you anything. And I again, we've had conversations about this many times, like because the modern gaming has changed a lot
Yep.
too. But at the same time, like I don't let my kids play like Fortnite. They've
Okay.
never played it, and I don't let them because my wife is not a big fan of guns, and I'm okay with that. I support it, so just like don't play Fortnite, not yet. Listen, I don't want my kids talking like these kids on Fortnite and all
No,
these other
100%.
places. And like my older one, I already had the talk with them. I was like, listen, I already know you know all those cuss words. There's a difference between knowing to say it versus not saying it.
Right.
Know not to say it.
Right.
And
right.
I was like, you're at that age where you know these words, you've heard them, and you
Yep.
just know they're not right to say, or at least don't do it in front of me because you'll be in trouble. So, and that's really it. And then of course the young one shows up. He goes, penis. You know?
Right.
And it's just like, come on, bro. And it's just funny. It's entertaining because again, the second one is the wild child, right? So that's
They
what
just
they
grew
say.
up quicker.
Yeah, that's what they say. Now let's get back into collecting though. What like today? What do you collect today?
Damn. Too
And
much.
Someone did also ask, is there? Do you have another display in your
Yeah.
classroom, or the kids know your child like that?
Yeah, I mean, like when you walk in my classroom, if you're paying attention, that's the thing. But like, me,
Yeah,
I mean,
hidden?
I'm not paying attention. I mean, like if you care or you want to, I have a ton of toys.
Okay.
Ton of toys. I've got, you look up, there's like a giant, not quite Shogun Warriors, but Mattel did like a Skeletor in the Shogun Warriors kind of thing. I don't know if you've seen it, but that's like a 2.5 foot tall thing up on a bookshelf. There's like all sorts of action figures. There's a handful of Funko Pops. There's some of my kids' toys that they've grown out of that we don't have here anymore. So I was like, I'll put it in my classroom. And then there's 2 proper Billy bookcases that are filled with figures. On top of it, there's a Magneto helmet, a Darth Vader helmet. And there's a bunch of crap. So you can't not see it.
Yeah.
But again, most of these kids, it's like, what is that stuff? There's probably 6, maybe a year, that are like, oh. And I see them, they'll look over. But what kills me is every time I ask them, they're like, yeah, my dad does this. Or it's like, oh, yeah. So they're often what we were talking about, like somebody introducing them. So they're familiar. Like I know one kid so far that actually knows what He-Man is.
Oh, okay.
That's good.
just one.
Barely, dude. Yeah, they all know Star Wars. They recognize Star Wars for sure.
Yeah.
See,
That's still a thing.
my older son actually watched like the Netflix anime He-Man thing, and he really loved it, and he wanted all the toys from it, so I bought him all of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what kids recognize is that dope flag you've got flying there of the Mugiwara, the Straw Hats.
Yeah. So my
That's
older
like
one is into
in
it
the
now.
culture.
Yeah. He's
They're
into it
deep.
now, and I'm on episode like 680 something. My son, I forgot, he's like 200, I think. So we're watching it separately, but the fact that he's watching it, I love, honestly. Like I even told him the other day or today actually. I was like, "Hey, do you want some One Piece toys? Because I have a bunch that are unopened right now, and since I have the SHF ones, you could have the Hero Anime stuff because I don't want them."
Yeah.
So he said no.
What?
And I was like, he said no, not right now. Let me get more into the lore, then I'll come back to you. I was like, okay.
That's what I mean. Like that's kind of how my kids are like. I wouldn't have said no. Would you have said no as a kid? You're very
No,
close to
I'll be
you
like,
want this?
give me the toys.
That's what I'm saying.
In a
There's-
heartbeat.
I love it. Actually,
Yeah.
it impresses me.
I was surprised by his answer, to be honest with you. And I do want to bring this up because K Dog just donated 3 memberships.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we've got to do that.
Oh,
So
shoot.
the first one,
Saucy videos.
yes, you will probably see some saucy videos now.
You will see some saucy videos.
And we'll let Lou be the person to handle this one. But Lou, please make them different.
Oh yeah. No, we're over that part, but we'll make them different and fun.
So
Go on.
I appreciate you, Lou. The
Thank
first one went to Alpha Red Collects. Welcome to membership, and we're doing a members only after this tonight, and we'll be doing another giveaway.
Yes,
So-
yes.
Definitely check that out. And I have another announcement I'm going to make after this. After I read all this, you want to play a video for the first one?
Absolutely. Thank you, K Dog, so much, brother. And welcome
Definitely.
to
Thank you,
membership
K-Dog.
Alpha Red. Definitely come hang out with us in the member stream. This one's for you.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
We'll keep the ball rolling.
Vaporella.
All right. So the next one, I feel like I scrolled up. The next one here went to your boy Got Toys 5156. Welcome to
Nice.
being a member.
All right.
Welcome, your boy. All right.
And K Dog again, thank you very much, dude.
Your boy's got toys.
Yeah. For sure. For sure. Thank you, K Dog. All right. Which one are we going to do now?
It's up to you, bro.
I know.
Looky there. We've got a bunch of puddings in our super chat.
Mr. J.
Yep. That is Jenna. Jenna Say
That
What,
is-
who's one of our co-hosts on Tuesday nights.
Our very own Jenna.
Yeah, very own Jenna. She does a great job. And then the third one, K Dog, thank you again, went to Pot Passion 45.
Oh, score.
Very cool. Very cool. Welcome, Pot Passion. And thank you again, K Dog. And then we're going to do. Oh, we haven't done this one in a while.
Hey guys, make sure to check out Figure Fight Club.
That is true.
Yeah, we have it.
Again, K Dog, we definitely appreciate you, and to all the new members, definitely check out the after show. We are the king of giveaways because we do a lot of fucking giveaways.
We do.
Speaking of giveaways, there's I had two planned tonight. One was donated by Cool Ray, but another one I'm going to take the big screen if you don't mind for a second.
I missed that, K Dog. I'm sorry.
There's another one that's going to be donated. I have a picture of it. I don't know if you can see who that is.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's Elric.
that? What's
That's
that guy?
Elric. It's Elric from Savage Crucible. I do have to say, it has been opened, but it's complete. It has all the goodies, all the surprise stuff, but it has been opened. But it's being given away by our very own Shogun Omega,
Oh, yeah,
Nice.
Shogun. Nice.
and he wants to do.
16-year-old Shogun Omega. Well done.
He wants to do
Yes.
it tonight. So if you guys want to be a part of that too, we're gonna do that tonight as well. The Elric again. Apparently, this is a hot commodity. It's sold out already, and it'll probably never come back.
It's a great figure, man.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
I was so to maybe start to answer the question a little bit, like I collect a bunch of things. Unfortunately, I'm not completist in anything. I like to kind of check these things out, but I say that, but I have way too many of a lot of lines. But with Savage, I backed the Kickstarter from like day one. Before then, I was like that one of the many nerds
Yes.
on the website digging through and looking at all the concept art and being like, what is this stuff? This stuff's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So I got those figures. I bring it up because I barely, though, like I've been sitting on figures. I barely opened up Warrior with Ball and Chain.
That's actually a really good
Last
figure, by
week.
the way. You should open
It is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, I
Oh,
knew
you-
that I
you-
should have.
Okay.
No. I just opened him. Like
Oh, you
I've
just
been
opened.
sitting-
Okay.
Yeah. No, but I opened up Krieger in that wave, and I was like, cool. I have a good idea of like how these humans work. And then I played with my brother's Warrior with Ball and Chain before, so I was like, I'm playing with the stuff that I hadn't seen. But then I kind of sat on him, and I a week and a half ago or so, I opened him up, and I noticed I'm comparing it to the Elric because this thing opened up like ready to move, didn't need a whole lot of heat at all. And it must be, like they're talking about the POK joints and stuff. Because when I opened up that Warrior with Ball and Chain, man, like
Oh, yeah, he's
I was like, I forgot these are stiff, and like I really had to like work out the lower joints on both one leg and one elbow for a long time before I felt comfortable not breaking it, And so this thing, again, not to rub it in the folks, sorry, Goose, but when you get it, because you will, I believe in you. It's dope right out of the box, and even for like an armored figure, he just moves beautifully. So
It is a good
Yeah,
figure.
it really does.
I have one myself as well, but like it's funny because even
just
still,
one.
I only have just one. I
Yeah,
really
no.
do. I actually had a second one, but
It's a guy. No, we got it.
No, I have like four Kriegers. I have like 5 or 6 Ball and Chain. Ball and Chain is one of my favorite figures in the entire line. It really is, and I want to do customs with them because I want them all to be different, and that's the reason why I bought a lot of the females. They're all going to be different. They're not going to be the same. So anything you'll see on my like Colosseum pit and all that, they're all going to be different, like the Roman females.
That's killer, man.
Yeah,
that's great.
They'll never be the same body. They'll be or the same head. I would say not the body will be the same. Some of them, but.
I can't quite like wrap my head around like the army building. One, I don't have the space. I would say on display, there's more figures on display at my classroom than there are here. And so like on display, there's a couple here that are actually on a decent shelf, and the rest are just here in different stages. But as far as what I collect, we mentioned Savage Crucible, a lot of Legions, Cosmic, Mythic, Figure Obscura, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. I help those guys out with on that team doing stuff.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later
stuff.
too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good. No, I love these figures. I got some loose collector stuff. I'm looking at a Sasquatch here. I love the creatures. Like that's what I'm realizing is that there's something about it's stupid because I have limited space, but big ass figures, like
they're so much fun.
I think it's because psychologically, like this is probably close to like when I was a kid, right? When I was little, like they were like kind of like this, maybe a little smaller.
I kind of want that figure, to be honest. I keep looking at it every time someone holds it up, and I'm just like, God damn it, why didn't I buy this?
I've got the werewolf over there, and that werewolf is like the warrior ball and chain, man. That werewolf I had to heat up for like a good long time. Then
how do you heat it up?
And
how do you do your heat ups?
I have a gun.
You
That's temperature controlled.
Temperature.
I shoot him in the head. No, I've got a heat gun. You know, you watch the temperature or whatever. But I like it better than hot water. Like I don't.
You do the boiling water.
I'm not into it. It's. I like that I can focus the heat a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, this thing's another one of those. Like I don't know what the joints are on these, but it came out of the box and it's beautiful. So like Dave's dialing it in. I've got some Medi toy stuff. Like I've big into the Medi stuff since Memory Toys, since like those War Bears. Like there's no reason for me to have like a brown bear and the panda, but I was just like, that's too dope. Right. Again, see the conversation earlier. It's because it's cool.
Right.
So yeah. So I've got that stuff. I've got like a fun little like, are you guys familiar with like SIC? Bandai is an older line.
Not really. No.
Bandai's older line, no.
It's old. And this is like, so they did, it's called what is it? Super Imaginative Chogokin, SIC. The Meisho movie realization stuff, which I have a couple of.
The movie realization stuff. Okay, I have a few. Yeah, I have a few of those too.
Those are very like similar in terms of size, and the later versions of these that got better with articulation were kind of like some Meisho movie realization stuff. So this is like they would take Kamen Rider, and they did other stuff. They did like anyway, it was mainly Kamen Rider, and they would do. It's almost like if McFarlane, like those old early like Horsemen sculpted, like highly detailed. It's not 100% true to the Kamen Rider thing, and they get like a sculptor and artist to be like, go, do your thing.
Okay.
And man, they're great. So I've got a little bit of that. So it's kind of all over the place. I will say, like, I'm huge into the indie toy thing. You mentioned earlier, like, what's up, Hustles? You were saying that like the nerds when we were kids are now grown up and making toys.
Yeah.
And I'm all about it. Like, for a couple of reasons. Like even as a teenager, I got really into like, I was a big like punk kid, and like we didn't call it indie hip hop, but it was like you just made music. That was my thing. Like I made music in the garage. I made zines. Like I would interview bands, and then I would type it up, and then do the like layout, take pictures. Like I was making stuff, right? And so the there's something that resonated with me. Like I've had an indie record label, like a little punk rock DIY thing. I've been in bands. I've done like book tours, and like we've put on shows and whatever. And so like the idea of like doing your own thing has always excited me. And so the indie toy thing, like that's all I see, you know. And I mean, really early on, I kept talking about, oh, this is like indie toys, and that was like me saying, like, using the language of music, because it was like literally like these folks who are like, the majors have their thing, but what's up, KJ? We want to like create our own thing and have full control and just figure it out and just do it. So I'm all about that, and I probably support these indie toy lines. It's too much, man. There's definitely a lot, but I don't know. Between Savage Crucible, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, the Legends of Ramayan figures, which I have here. What else? Corsair's going on right now. Rise of the Fifth Sun is coming. Like that's a line
Rise
that I
of the
want to
Fifth
go
Sun,
heavy and Jason Demon.
Have you checked out any of the Big Bad Workshop stuff? Have you seen any of that?
I have.
There's some fun stuff there too.
Great stuff. You know what's saving me in terms of me being able to kind of limit stuff is that my figures tend to be on that larger scale. So anything in that Marvel Legends for sure is small. Classified, Operation Monster Force, Big Bad, they tend to be small. Like, and so that's where I've tried to create this artificial brain thing to keep me from buying certain things. But
that makes sense. We have to place have to place some barriers and have to put some.
Pretend we have some control over our addictions. 100%.
Exactly.
There's no freaking control, man. Like,
What about?
I miscounted on my Cassias. You know, I told you I had like 25. I thought I had 20. I really did. Like, I missed a batch in my head, and I was like, wait a second. Like, why do I have more? And then I was like, well, now I'm gonna go to 30. So I was upset.
But what about like the Mythic Legions, like their ogre and their brute scale figures, like the larger ones, the Joy Toy Max, even though it's a 1/18th scale, it's still big. Are any of those in your collection?
No, the Joy Toy is not, but I have been constantly tempted. Carlos, the Badass Reviews, and Blake, Recon Rage.
Right there.
They're trying.
They're fun
They've
figures,
tried.
dude. I have the Gladiators.
Wait, what's that?
That's a Joy Toy.
Oh, okay.
This is Joy Toy Gladiators. They're fun. They're very posable. It's a fun figure to just like. I play with this figure when I'm in meetings. Yeah, I definitely miscounted, dude. I'm not even kidding. Like, I must have not, like, when I ordered it, I didn't write it down.
You ordered drunk again, didn't you?
Probably. Yeah, that could be it. But they're fun figures. These Joy Toys, man. Like, I have 6 or 7 now at this point. Like, I'm kind of locked in. Like, I'm buying more.
Here, I grabbed. So this is one of those SICs I was talking about. Kikaider, totally like old school tokusatsu. Started as a manga and tokusatsu.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Can barely move for shit, like, but they're gorgeous. Like the detail on these things, like the clear plastics.
I was gonna say that looks like clear plastic see-through. That's actually pretty dope.
That is kind
so it's about 7-inch scale.
Yeah, like that's my stuff tends to lean in, like, especially when I did the Masterverse. Like those are huge figures.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I pretend that I have some level of like I can be discerning, but. No, man, it's bad. Like, I just collect stuff. And you know what? Like, I was joking kind of about because it's cool.
That's a good figure, too, though. That's a really good figure. The sword is metallic, magnetic. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the little magnet thing that's on this. But
that's wild. I like that.
The cool stuff. Like, I'm a very visually oriented, too. So it's like, if it looks really interesting and it kind of fits in this weird scale thing and it's for science. Like, this was like, oh, I don't have any of those. I wonder what they're like. How are they built? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yep, I've been there.
I was upset though. Mine couldn't sit on the fridge. Like, because I really had it on the fridge and it just slid down. I was like, damn it.
Oh really? Yeah. Well, I didn't leave it on there, but it's pretty good. But I can't just do the feet. You've got to have at least one hand.
Oh no, I had to be a hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even with the hands, it just slid right down. I was upset. I was like, damn it, the magnets need to be stronger.
So yeah, man, I collect a lot, but the
It
indie thing is
happens,
definitely
big
something
fan.
I'm
It
leaning.
happens.
I'm
not
leaning heavily
upset
into.
about it.
Do you
The indie
have-
stuff. Just are you doing Brutal Realm?
Yeah, dude, I was huge into Brutal Realm. I love that.
They look
line.
good too. Actually, I was playing with their test shots and stuff. It's fun.
Very smooth joints in the test shots, and yeah.
For meaty, meaty, muscular guys like barbarian style people, the articulation was really good.
Yeah,
are they?
I'm looking forward to those. So like I do a weekly live stream, and I have repeatedly like reached out to folks who like if I see something on IG, like even if it's in its earliest stages, just like with Savage Crucible, like I was just into the art. I was like, clearly they're trying to do something really cool and interesting. I'll bring them on like way before a Kickstarter's even going to become a thing. And so I had those guys, Brutal Realm guys, on real early, and they caught me just talking about like, because they were posting at first it was like real early concept art. But for me, I teach history, by the way. I know I think I mentioned the ages, but not what I teach. I teach history, ethnic studies, world history, and so when I first saw their Ogun character, I was like, dude, like who the hell knows Ogun? Who knows Yoruba like characters? So I was excited about that. They were going to do a line around that. Exactly. See, Largo knows what's up.
Science.
Yeah. But so it was them, like the Tide Realm Corsairs guys, Quaid I had on like super early before they I think they had just posted like something, if it was on the Cabal or on IG, I forget. And I was like, yeah, I want to like talk to these folks early, just because. And it's not a like, hey, let's chase them so they get on. Like nobody cares. I have a tiny channel, no one watches, but it's just like I want to know about this thing, and I love talking to creative people. Like, tell me about it, because it's that indie punk rock thing again. It's like I was interviewing bands, talking to them about how they did their bands, and now I'm interviewing like toy collectors and toy makers and artists. Like, tell me about your thing, just because I find it fascinating. So
Do you have a 3D printer?
I don't. That's no.
Do you
But
have
you know what
one
does?
at your local public library?
I do, and I have one at my school. So my school.
Can I send you my STL file of something that is like science and math and toys all in one?
I would love that, man. I'll check it out. Yeah, no. My brother started doing that stuff. Shout out to my brother. He super talented guy. Like, we were both have been kind of creative kids and makers since we were little. But he started doing like props and accessories stuff. But he got into printing, and it's fascinating. So again, I'll watch that stuff. I've offered ideas and stuff that he can do and other people can do, but it's not something that at the end of the day, I don't have the room for it, man. I barely can fit these toys. I got 2 kids, 13 and 15. Like, nah.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, my school, I work in so I teach in it's called a learning pathway for juniors and seniors that's focused on creative arts. Man, these kids have access to silk screening, carousels. They've got all sorts of stuff. And so that means I got access to stuff. And so I have fun with that stuff. So I can definitely, print a thing here and there.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah.
that is awesome.
And that's that. You're right. That DIY mentality. That comes from that.
DIY to like DIE for sure. Do it yourself. Yeah, dude. It's just a different era too. We talked about growing up in the 80s, cartoons and stuff. But for me, growing up in the 80s was like hip hop. Like, literally, that is like creation, right? It's like we've got records. We've got like our parents' home system. What happens if I do this, right? And same thing with like garage bands and stuff. It was like you can barely play, but like, okay, you got feeling, like you're doing punk rock shows, and some dudes, whatever, you can give them a tape and they'll put you on, and you're there. And people pay $3, get in, watch a band and jump around and be stupid. So
Yep.
It's
Those
all
two
about the
chords.
doing.
Jan,
Right.
Yeah. That's my thing. It's just doing. And so that's what I really love about the indie thing. Like Josh Brown was here earlier. That dude's like, he's just doing it. Like, all right, I'm going to work with these awesome sculptors and I'm going to fire up the resin printers. And like, it's really cool. And it's cool to see people's kind of like craft and even their business side of things grow as people sort of figure out like, how do I create a brand around this thing? That stuff is just super fascinating to me.
Who are some of your most favorite guests you've had on your show?
Oh man, like a lot of those toy. Okay, so I'll say. So I've had like the Corsair guys. Jason Demon has been on a couple of times talking about Rise of the Fifth Sun because that's my jam. Grew up in LA. The Mexica Aztec stuff is like just I get it. And I see it resonate.
Yeah.
So I'm all about it. I've obviously like Jason and AWOC. They've been on. You guys had Jeremy here. Jeremy has come on twice and they have been the best conversations, like because he and I have similar backgrounds of like design and marketing, and the first time was just me talking about him and his history, and it's cool stuff, man. It's just like they're really, really like great, interesting people with great stories. And I mentioned the music thing. What I'm always surprised about is that there's a lot of us music heads and musicians in this collecting game.
Yeah,
like
there is.
Trevor 1-6 was in bands and stuff, and I love that. I love you
Written
too.
and recorded
I
a few down.
based on the way you were saying, you were telling like talking a little bit about the punk thing. And
I was a metal guy. Yeah, I was a metal guy, but
Nice.
I was bassist, songwriter, lead, and backing vocals. Wrote and recorded 3-ish albums. One album we didn't finish recording, so we never released it. But did a little touring and whatnot, Southeast, a little radio play, years and years ago in my 20s.
And what part of the country?
Southeast area. We're in Georgia. I'm in Georgia, in Atlanta area. So all surrounding Atlanta area, kind of the Carolinas, Florida, Alabama.
Nice.
As far as playing, we got as far as Louisiana, but that was kind of a fluke situation. We played for about 5 people that didn't care about us, but
that's how it is, man. Sometimes.
Exactly it.
I remember the first couple of tours with the last band I was in. Yeah, it was you just play and it'd be like whatever. But for the folks that are there, they'd be into it and things would build.
Oh, yeah.
What kind of music?
Was that band that I was in? The last band was called From Monuments to Masses. It was like a mostly instrumental post rock stuff, real mathy, like metal-ish. Like there's definitely metal math rock stuff in there.
Oh, okay.
I played bass and keys, and there was like samples, and it was like artsy stuff. But actually,
like
it was
Faith No More almost then, or Tool.
Well, yeah, unintentional. Like weirdly, I'm in San Francisco, but yeah. And we were on a label that was a little weird for us, but it was a buddies. It was called Dimmock Records, and the guy who owns it was a friend that I've known since high school through DIY punk stuff. But he's kind of like a big rock star DJ now. His name's Steve Aoki, DJ Steve Aoki. He, but before he was like a DJ guy throwing cakes in people's faces, he was into like punk rock, hardcore stuff, and I knew him through those scenes. And we were a band for like 10 years and toured. That was how I got to, at first point in my life, I was able to go to Japan. We went across Europe. We did Japan 3 times, and that was amazing. And I remember in Europe, the highlight for me at the time was just like we played a lot in Germany, the UK, whatever. But at one point we played in the Czech Republic and then played 2 shows in Russia. And I was like, what reality is this where you get to do that kind of stuff? And but all of that was it was still with Steve's label, with Dimmock Records, and there was a budget involved, but so much of it was still about like doing it yourself. You know what I mean? Like you have to
a small label, you can still do that, right? Because they're not taking your freedom from you the way some of the other Yeah, I watched a couple bands that were local with us that got scooped up and signed a deal, and they lost all of their rights to their band to the label. And they broke up because the label didn't want them anymore. They're like, yeah, you know what? We don't see anything in you.
That's
but the music thing, I'll just say, like, I see a lot of similarities. That's all. Like, I say that I know we talk toys, but the whole indie toy thing that's happening right now, very like it tracks with some of that stuff. Even like the changes in the industry that we're kind of like watching Hasbro do its thing and kind of weirdly figure out what its next moves are. It reminds me of record labels like in the mid to late 90s trying to figure out like, okay, what's this next deal?
Yeah.
To the point where I'm looking around.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm looking around and honestly, in my opinion, some of the best toys that are being made right now are by indies. Like the most interesting. Yeah, the most interesting. They're in a position because in many ways they're starting from scratch and are able to build on what other people, the knowledge that's been established by these majors, if you will, these big companies. And they're like, that's cool, but we can also do this. We can mix this in. We can do these joints. We can do pinless. We can do soft goods. We can layer the paint. Like, and so it's anyway. Yeah, it's interesting to watch. And now working with Jason and Adam and doing the Spiro thing, man, it truly is just like, it's literally like, okay, what do we do? How do we do this? Like, how does this work? But you figure it out, and all of a sudden you're making dope toys. It's just like you're making dope music.
When you say you're working with Jason and Adam on the Sparrow stuff, can you define that more? Like, what are you exactly doing with them?
Oh, so I do mainly the marketing stuff and communication stuff. It went really in heavily with the Kickstarter, like setting up like the I forget what we called it, but it was like this sort of like, we really tried to like brand it as a thing and kind of did marketing around like, hey, we're going to be on these streams and, really communicating around that. It kind of built a lot of energy around that campaign. And then from there, doing stuff with the Kickstarter updates, and then now trying to figure out, okay, how do we plan out these waves and how do we actually, the production of stuff, like involved in those conversations, but really like now Adam's trying to figure that out with Jason and Dave Proctor, our factory guy. And that stuff is fascinating. I think many, we're trying to figure out how to best navigate it and make sure these toys come, because man, it's been a while. Like I'm the person who basically fields a lot of the frustration from people. Of course, Jason does. But I'm the one responding to people on the Kickstarter, or, when we decide, okay, well, maybe we chill on updates or whatever, and talking about like, okay, but then anyway, it's a lot of thinking stuff, some communication, and that's probably the best I can define it, because really like what folks need to understand around all of these outfits is that I would even say like the Four Horsemen, right, who are clearly super established compared to a lot of other places and have a bunch of staff, but it really is, it's still like it's a piratey organization, you know what I mean? Like there's some structure, but if you need to wear a hat, you got to wear a different hat. If you got to be a part of conversation, we need to, like, it's super organic and fluid,
very grassroots. And you
and
have a title, but you do a lot more than just your title.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like when Jeremy jumped in, it was like, oh, marketing director, but it's like, I'm writing lore, I'm helping with creative, we're like,
he's doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah, you have to be nimble. And there was a time and there's a period in my life before teaching, I was doing small business stuff with graphic design. It was the same deal. It's like, oh, you're the creative designer, but I need you to figure out this business call. Hey, we need to do that. Like, it's just the way it works, right? Yep. And so Forge's Madam was he said a bunch of Gen X rebels. I think that it's true. I think there's a lot of that. Like, it's just, we had to figure stuff out, man. We just had to figure it out and do it. So,
absolutely. Well, we were the kids that we didn't have, not for a while, didn't have any advanced video games. So we were outside looking for adventures everywhere, you know, and I talked to one of my best friends. We've known each other since we were 12 years old. He still lives up in Connecticut. That's where I'm from.
Right.
We talk about it all the time. When we were kids, man, we come up with all kinds of adventures. We'd be all over the place. And parents wouldn't know where we were for days. Well, not days, but hours.
That's because
right?
you weren't allowed back in the house.
That's right.
Yeah, I was like, no, go.
Go.
And I think that's what developed a lot of the Gen X rebellion and the DIY desire, right? Because we were always just trying to create something to amuse ourselves.
Yeah.
That's exciting. It's and I love seeing that with these guys. Like you're saying with the many hats, and it's just exciting to watch these guys working and creating what they're creating and being successful at it, right?
Yeah. No, 100%. It's cool. It's also, it's got its challenges. I know there was a thing that came up before we left, was Derek was saying I got a large order out in the void. It's totally like, it feels like that, like these days, right? And I appreciate that he's like, I just go with the flow once they hit. Yeah, man, when they hit, they're gonna be great. Like, there's no doubt about that. It's just navigating, what can I say? Navigating how to like work with the factory and sort of just get things moving on a schedule that you think. Yeah. I'm being hesitant. I will just say whenever we have said, hey, the figures are doing this and this is the date or whatever, we're not making that stuff up.
Right.
Mhm.
It comes from somewhere. And we all like, that's what we 100%, like that's what we understood was going to happen. And then it doesn't. And there's always reasons. It's never like because we don't like you, or it's never like some stupid thing, right? No one's running away with the money or anything, but like, I've come to learn as a toy fan, like a couple real like realities around toys, and there's a handful of factories that make these things.
Yeah.
For big companies and small companies.
Right.
And there are way more companies now than there were just 2 years ago, right? Between like, you can just rattle them off. It's like every time you see something posted on a Discord or Instagram, there's like, for a while back, it was like Memory Toys. What's that? Now it's like, dude, there's like a million of people creating stuff out of China, out of Hong Kong, out of Japan, out of the United States. And so the number of factories that multiply.
Yeah.
So somehow, you know what I mean? But they'll come. The figures will definitely come. They always will. And then the thing that I don't know if you guys have been paying attention in a big picture way, but I've noticed that like companies that used to take a year and a half are now 2 years, now 3 years. Like it's kind of becoming more regular from companies that we thought were a little bit faster usually.
Yep.
Like, and so
everything has slowed down though. Everything has slowed down.
100%.
Yeah, that's
like everything beyond toys is what you mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
100%.
even beyond toys, everything has slowed down. Yeah.
Everything is 100% slowed down, and then compound that with the fact that there's a lot of people trying to make more toys, and I don't know. It's all really amazing to me. What's amazing, what I've learned through engaging in this sort of side of things, being a part of a company trying to get toys out, is that it's, again, like I said, there's a lot less factories, and it's a much smaller world than you would assume it is as a toy maker. Like, oh, there's like literally a handful of companies, of factories that are equipped to and have the experience to do it well. Then there's a very small, finite number of people who can interface with those of us here in the United States and interface with those companies to get toys out too.
Right.
That trips me out to learn, like, oh, you're this person that works at this factory and you're doing all of these lines that I love at varieties of scale too. Anyway, sorry, that's another nerdy aspect of the toy stuff, but it's fascinating stuff, man.
So is there any toy line that you have abandoned or lost interest in?
Well, okay, Masters of the Universe. that kind of kicked things off. But I will say with Masterverse, which I actually really like, there are flaws or things that I've always wanted to see them improve on that they never quite got to, like the waists, the faces, human faces. But I'm like Abby, like I'll okay, I don't like that face. I'll just go get or figure out a better one, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I will say when they kind of then are like, Masterverse is on pause, we're doing Chronicles now, and there's like this just ambiguity, and then oftentimes that means you're gonna get another Trapjaw, you're gonna get another Skeletor. I was starting to get real tired of getting more Skeletors and more like the same characters. So I was like, good. And so organically, I think they lost my interest to the point where, if it's a new character that I haven't had in a while, like I was just messing with the Cobra Khan and the Mantenna. Like I haven't had a Mantenna since the classics, which is a beautiful Four Horseman sculpt. But I was like, oh, that's cool. The eyes are great. Let me get that. But like, I'm probably not going to get another. Well, I say I'm not going to get another He-Man, but here I am with naked bodybuilding kid.
Well,
did I show that when
sorry, you showed it before. Yeah, you showed it off before. So, but you should show it off now, though. You should show it off now.
Okay, so you're probably like, what the hell was that? So I bought a Motu, what do they call it? Core figure, because it's $12. Basically, it's a $12 accessory pack so that I could outfit my Fury Toys body as sort of a He-Man-esque character. So that's the armor and that's the sword or whatever.
Whose head is that? Whose head did
Quake.
you use?
Marvel Legends Quake.
Okay.
Quake. Yeah, okay.
It's a beautiful head. I think she's got a dope look, and I was like, okay. Anyways, you get the idea.
So that was the $11. So that wasn't the $26 one. Okay.
No.
Right. Yeah.
I went for the $12, but plus, like I was telling you, like it's a tighter fit. Like I think, I think she looks good. Like
it works.
With the tighter,
it works.
The tighter.
It does work. No, because I bought 3 of the $26 ones, and I swapped the heads out immediately. And I had Cesare heads, and
okay, cool.
They fit right on, like different barbarians. Now
wait a minute,
he's sitting in my Coliseum build right now.
You had extra Cesare heads? No,
this guy.
Yeah,
this guy.
They have the accessory packs that you bought a long time ago.
I'm messing with you, man. Of course you have extra Cesare heads.
Yes, but I was saying that this guy's like, have you ever looked at those? Like they have kids who are like just bodybuilding now. It creeps me out, but that's what this guy looks like.
Prince Adam?
Well, shit, if it fits on the Fury Toys that well,
he's doing Soundgarden's Jesus Christ pose. That's what's going on.
Black hole son. Anyways.
If it fits, if that $12 figure, the accessories fit on the Fury Toys so well, I'm gonna go buy it tomorrow.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy somebody else, a cobweb collector, was like, "Oh shoot, what is that?" And he told me, it's the $12. It was great, or $11 thing. Score.
Yeah, easy. Found it all day.
Anyway,
all day.
Other lines that I've shied away from. I don't get a lot of Transformers. This was just YOLO Park.
YOLO.
I got the Megatron, the AMK Series Pro 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Loved it. And I loved this movie. I liked Transformers 1.
That's great.
Because I'm into like my shelf is science fantasy, so anything that is a little bit too much of our world, that's why I don't do a lot of like modern military stuff, for example. If it's like more like our world, it's less. I'm more in the fantasy end, so I tend to like the Cybertronian look that doesn't look like a like a Volkswagen Beetle or like a truck. I'm into that. Megatron from Jump was always a little sci-fi looking. That's why I like Megatron. I want a Shockwave at some point because I've always loved the way Shockwave looked. So I'm not getting a ton of these. Like I was just like, okay. So there are some things where I'm less interested in. I will say I love Mythic Legions. I love Cosmic Legions. But I'm also, like, speaking of like stuff that's taking 2-3 years. That's not a diss. I'm not upset that they're coming out 2-3 years. But what I'm remembering is like when something new comes up and there's like this dope thing, and I'm like, oh, dude, all in. I'm like, wait, I've got like 3 all in things coming. I need. So I'm in this mode of trying to chill, and that's kind of an easy place for me to slow down on. I say that, but now they're like updating the Bucks and they're creating new creatures, and like they just have that rat, the bilge, and I'm like, damn it. But so far I'm proud. I haven't bought a single thing from that Builder Wave. What was before that? I didn't buy any of the RPG figures. Like, I'm really trying to slow down because I saw from the chat you're a finance guy, so my head is doing calculations these days.
No, I agree. Like, I was gonna make this comment too. Like, paying it a year in advance or even 2 years sometimes makes no sense to me, because like I'd rather just take that money that I'm gonna pay you, put it in a CD for a year or two, and make that money off of the CD, and then I'll have more money, and then I'll just go buy your figures when you release it.
100%, and I totally get that. Going back to the indie thing, like the tricky thing is like, so Jason Demon is going to launch Rise of the Fifth Sun, or Quaid and Abigail are just finishing up Corsair Creations, the Tide Realm Corsairs, the pirate line. The reality is it's tricky. Like I totally hear you. You're 100% right. But in those cases, they will not be able to make these figures unless people jump in early. Like, that's the weird thing, right? That's the whole crowdfunding thing. The true crowdfunding thing is that they won't have their seed money to make them. So in those cases, for example, I did it with Savage Crucible. Like, no, I want to see those things made. I'm going to support it. There's a couple $100. You know, I can do it. I can swing it. Let's go. So for Rise of the Fifth Sun, I'm anticipating, I really want a lot of those figures. I'm probably going to try and do close to an all-in, if not an all-in. So I do this weird calculation in my head. Oh, I didn't do RPG. I just made toy collector math. Yeah. But you know, that's money I would have spent. I'm not spending it. But literally I'm going to put it away. I'm going to prep.
No, literally put it in a CD.
Yeah.
For a year, and you'll make more money off of it. You can't touch it.
Right.
Obviously, you can't touch it, right? But put it there. That's where I would say you put it, because
you'll
get money back.
Yep.
And I don't know why these Kickstarter companies, like, you know, like when they do the funding, I was just like, man, like, it would make more sense for these people to do CDs. At least the person who's purchasing will get money back. They're going to get paid anyway, like through the bank, right? So they'll hold the money, but, you know, do a loan situation and then just get the money back. It just makes more sense to me.
Yeah. The issue with crowdfunding, right, with Kickstarter in particular, you know, there's been conversations around like, oh, should Hasbro be doing this or whatever? The reason Hasbro does it purely is marketing, right? And because there is an aspect of it that is actually really important, which is engaging with potential customers in a different way, right? There's this notion, even in a HasLab, you're like, oh, I was a part of that thing, right? It's a weird psychological whatever. But for smaller makers, it's both psychological. So there's that aspect of just like, first, there's the aspect of we need the seed money. So I hear you and say, well, why not go get a loan? Here's the second part is, we need people right now in a big way to know about what we're trying to do, to be excited about what we're trying to do, to tell other people about what we're trying to do. And that's a little bit built into the crowdfunding aspect, right?
No, you have to be excited about the product. I mean, otherwise, what's the point?
But also, like, for these people, like hardcore toy geeks know about, for example, Tide Realm Corsairs because, oh, we saw that and people have been talking about it. And but then there's all those other people out there who don't. And so the crowdfunding is an opportunity, hopefully, to get a lot of attention, being literally a nobody. Like, this idea didn't exist before. Now it's a thing. How do we amplify it? And it's created this opportunity for like I remember, and this is I know people were going on streams or whatever. I just remember when we were doing the AWOC thing, we really tried to like turn it into a thing and bring the same people, you know, go to different streams, targeting different avenues where we knew like there were different audiences, because we needed to expand that profile. It had to be sort of strategic and thoughtful in that way, because
100%.
That's your shot. That's your shot. That's your shot to get a lot of attention. The other end of it is, here we are 2 years out and like, where's the figures? And so like, it's a tricky thing. You're 100% right, Avi, though. Like literally folks, instead of doing the Epic all in, took their money, put it in a CD, they would have more money. But
Yeah.
I
I mean,
it's
but like even like the Xperia toys, right? I'm looking forward to the Bushido line. I think that's
Yeah.
going to be phenomenal. Like they showed that stuff off, and I was like, dude, I'm all in. But I won't do the Kickstarter. I'll be upfront about that. But I'll take that money and I'll put it somewhere where I'll make more money off of it. But when you have it in hand, I'm going to buy all of it. Maybe even twofold. So
the goose was about to speak my language. I could see what was happening there.
go ahead, Goose.
What were you
go
gonna
ahead.
say, man?
Oh, I was like, speaking of like diversifying your market and spreading it out. I had an opportunity to meet and talk with Jason, and I talked with him about my NoCo Joy Guild. So he gave me a range of figures from wave 1 through wave 4, and so like this weekend, like I called in an emergency session. I was like, guys, look, we get free toys new out the box. But yes, so basically it's an opportunity for all of us, because there's 5 of us. We all have our own individual channels and our own individual social medias, but we're also a group. And so if we do our thing with these brand new toys and then do it in post in collaboration with Sparrow Toys, the Guild, and from our channel, the reach for y'all to hit through Colorado and the rest of our fans has now greatly intensified. And so it's beyond just oh, okay, cool. It's like, I meet you, here's a little network. No. It's about oh shit, okay, cool. So if I can plant the seed in a place where I don't have a lot of sales, where off the top of my head, I know that there's not a strong market presence, that's just genius in advertising, right?
Yeah.
So what is it about these AWOC toys that you think makes them so special?
Oh man, I don't want to sound like a salesman, but I'll just try and make it as earnest as possible. I'm holding up. This is the newest version of Pale. Like, I was at Motuniverse, so I was speaking the Motu language. Like, this is our He-Man, right? This is maybe like a flying fist, where we had the original He-Man, we had the original Pale, then we had a different variant in the Gladiator that was kind of like your battle armor. This is the newest one, and what I like about them is I love the feel and the articulation. I'm not there are what I would consider shortcomings. I wish they had a little more paint. That's me. I think they're great as is, but when I play with Four Horsemen stuff, I love the details or whatever. So I just want to throw that out there because I'm not completely shilling. But this stuff, man, the movement that these things can achieve, there are things that they can do that I wish my other figures could also do. Right. I love the fact that there's a neck at the base of the neck. There's a joint here. There's also the disc here that can get him to look up. And there's a reason for that, I think, because there's this butterfly. So this is all stuff that I didn't anticipate when I went in on the Kickstarter, but the movement on these things. Hey, what's up, Jesse? I absolutely love. So that's the toy itself. It's got all the things that I want. I want ball joints now. I don't just want this with a weird line that, the armor hides. Yeah. And the armor hides it really well. The armor also hides the ab crunch. There's that thing that I just feel like it's super intentional and thoughtful. This kind of stuff, like G.I. Joe, right? But also the shields have a handle. But then you can take that off, and then there's a peg, a double peg thing where you can put it and connect it to the figure's back. All that kind of stuff. It's not technically Jason's first line because he started Animal Warriors of the Kingdom with a smaller scale thing, but still his first sort of 112 venture. I was like, wow, you put in a lot of thought into these things. Double joints, all that stuff. The new stuff is going to be amazing with the pinless stuff. I have all the prototypes here, but they're packed up because of Motuniverse. But not prototypes, the factory samples of the brawlers and stuff. They're fucking fantastic. Sculpt, beautiful. Again, I'm just in this stage where when I look at stuff like this, again, that's not a diss, and Jason knows I love him, but like, I like paint. I like a wash. So I've got a figure that my brother custom painted on these things, and man, the sculpt's there, like the details there. When people put paint to these things, it's incredible. All the fur details, the wash, I'll just like.
Yeah, I agree.
But Jason has a very clear aesthetic. Like he when he did this, he's like, I want to make something that's new. I want to, like, in his perfect world, it wouldn't just be us buying it. It would truly be kids. I feel like, based on our earlier conversation, the ship might have sailed a little bit past the era of like young people wanting to buy toys, but that was his intention. And his whole thought, what I really love about this line is the lore. Like, he was actually sort of trying to create a thing that could be new, a new sort of adventure thing for young folks today.
I heard the comic books were really good.
Dude, I freaking love the comics. So science fantasy, people see this stuff and they think, oh, it's like sword and sorcery with like animals. It's like, no, it's actually, and this is not a huge spoiler, by like page 7, I think, in the comic, there's a spread that breaks this down. It's basically, this is us. Spoiler alert, human beings fucked up Earth. Sorry. And
You don't say. Wow.
Goose was talking about
right now.
Battlestar Galactica. Like, there's these massive, what we call the arcs, like Noah's Ark, right? So humanity flees Earth because we destroy it. By this time, we're highly technologically advanced. We have giant ships like Galactica, right? We have arcs, and we can't do space travel, so we have to go into hibernation, right? Alien, we've seen this before. But who's going to pilot the ship? Well, we have AI, right? So we've got this AI, sentient AI, that's sort of piloting these various different arcs filled with humans. Also, each of them equipped with all of the DNA of all life on Earth, flora, fauna, all of it. The idea is we're going to find a planet, or the AI is going to find us a planet that we can live on. It's going to drop us off, and then through science, comic book science, they're going to repopulate the Earth with us and all the like DNA of our plants, everything that we know. Great, lovely. They find a planet, but the AI says, "You guys suck. We saw what you did." So instead, it says, it essentially judges us and says, "We found it. We're going to drop you off. But we think there are species from Earth that did a much better job at living in balance with nature. So what we're going to do is we're going to infuse you with them, with the apes, with the cats, with the animals that did a much better job of that. And maybe you'll have a better shot in this new place." The problem is our Skeletor, Kali, who I don't have here, remembers and isn't into that. Yeah, not that thing. So we'll talk about that thing. But and it'll probably get me fired from Animal Wars. No, it won't.
No, it won't. It won't. It should.
No. But essentially, like, he's not into it. Like, he loves the old way. He thinks AI, like, what are you judging us? We were fine. I want to rule over this new place. I'm going to use all the technology and everything I know to do it. And he starts experimentation with cloning, with DNA, trying to go back. And by like page 7, our hero realizes that he's the first successful clone of our villain.
Okay.
Drama ensues where he's like trying to figure out, who am I? And so this is the next story arc where, for reasons, he's wearing armor that looks, and he's looking a lot angrier. He's wearing armor that very much looks like our villain. So I love that stuff, man. I love that story. And the way Jason has written the story is, if you look at the comic book, the first arc, they're written like a series of television. The dream is for it to be like a dope, like a Netflix show, like I don't know, Blue Eye Samurai, or what's the other, Dragon Prince? I don't know if you've seen Dragon Prince. Dope animation. People from Avatar: The Last Airbender were involved. It's on Netflix. Something like that, like a little bit more adult, but still for like young folks can enjoy it. That's the dream. And so, like, I love that about this. There's other lines that I 100% love, like Four Horsemen, Mythic Legions and stuff. But when I really think about the lore of that, that's definitely not the kind of thing that could be, say, like a classic Saturday morning cartoon. It would have to skew more adult, I think. And
Right.
Other people can disagree. I'm sure there's probably a way to crack the story on that, but that's what I love about this. So this really captures kind of that 80s adventure stuff, but new. And like, let's be real, like there's nothing new under the sun these days. I think someone earlier was saying in the 80s there was like this burst of creativity, and we don't see that anymore. I think part of the reason is because they figured out a lot of stuff. Like we've been around for a long time. This country's it's 250 years of existence. So we've been around. There's been a lot of stuff. And also we were all programmed with the stuff that we loved. So like when you get Jason or anybody else who's doing a TV show or a toy line, they've processed all this stuff and it's still coming out, right? Like it's like in Savage Crucible, there's a little bit of He-Man and Thundar and Conan and all the other things that came before it. Right. In this, there's a little bit of Planet of the Apes and Thundercats and Battlestar Galactica and Aliens in it. But I just like the combination of things that's in it. And I think, at the end of the day, love the toys, check. Love the sculpt, check. Could use more paint, sure. But the story behind it and everything that's like where it can go, that's what excites me the most about this line.
So do you find yourself collecting these toys more for the aspect of world building rather than the figures?
That's a fun contradiction after everything I just said about the lore and how I think it's great. But I will tell you, but I had known this ever since I was a little kid. You know how I was saying, like, I like Star Wars. I love the story and everything. But I had a wandering eye. I was like, ooh, that's cool. It's got holograms. Or, ooh, that's cool. It's a dude with a skull face. Because I'm visual. And so, like, when I saw He-Man, I wasn't like, oh, that's the Filmation cartoon. But no, like, because there was no Filmation cartoon. Right? Like, I just 100% pure judgment. That's a dope skeleton with a hood. He's got muscles and a sword. So generally, I actually usually don't know the lore. I just happened, like, I fell in love even more with these after, actually was waiting for the Kickstarter and then seeing there was a comic book. But I had already said, monkeys, swords, gimme. Like that's how I go.
I was the same way, dude. Same way.
Yeah.
I get that.
So I've got one more question. So do you have any knowledge about like the origins of He-Man and the Skeletor action figures, right? Because there's one thing I've always wanted to know. So why did the toys come with two halves of the same sword to make the power sword, but He-Man could always just, by the power of Grayskull, do you have any knowledge of that?
I do, and it's exactly what we're talking about, in that the lore that we came to understand about He-Man was the Filmation cartoon, which was not in production when the toy, like, that came after.
Yeah.
Well after the toys actually arrived. So the story of Adam kind of doing a King Arthur pull the sword from the stone and you transform kind of thing was kind of flirted with by DC later, but again, it was after the toys. If you look at the first He-Man, there's a mini comic that came with it. He's just a barbarian dude who comes across a sorceress who gives him magic weapons and then go. And the whole story behind the two halves was that at some point, part of the lore was going to be that you needed those two halves to then unlock Castle Grayskull, which was neither actually good nor bad, really. It was like this thing that the people fought over. So at first,
like a chaotically neutral castle, and
kinda,
the sword unlocked the gate. I remember that.
Right.
So I think there was at some point it was conceptualized to be a version of that story. At some point, the two halves, and that was like Mattel doing its thing, because those guys were just like really, they're like, what's the idea? They were sitting around going like, oh crap, Star Wars is the thing. How do we get our thing? And they were just like, to go back to our earlier conversation about being a small toy company, everyone was in the room like, what do we do? I have this idea. Throw some clay together on a Star Wars figure and make a character. Cool, let's run with that. Somebody runs numbers. Okay, let's do it. So like refining a lore, like that wasn't a thing back then, right? They just didn't have the time. And then we'll figure it out. And there's like a famous story about they had a meeting with like one of the big retailers. I don't know if it wasn't Toys R Us, it was some other retailer. And they're like, okay, well, is there a cartoon, or how are kids going to learn about it? And like totally on the spot, salesman thing was just like, oh, there's a comic. There was no comic.
Right.
It literally
Right.
was just to get this retailer to be down to like, okay, cool, great, because then kids will have something to go on to, and then they'll buy and they'll collect.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so like that's how loose this stuff was. And we saw that for every He-Man, there was like what are Supernaturals, Visionaries, or whatever that kind of had a half-baked idea.
Mhm.
Right.
Later,
Everything.
like they figured out the formula and they realized, hey, if we pay Marvel, they can create a story for us. If we, you
Yep.
know, like, but really, so yeah, I mean, it ties to what we were saying earlier. Like me and Abby, it's the same thing. You go through, you go, that looks cool. I like that. And my imagination, like, I'm good. My imagination can tell a story or whatever, but it looks cool.
I mean, at the
So.
end of the day,
Mhm.
in my collection, it's my world.
Yeah.
Like that's really what I'm doing. It's my world. Like whatever figures I buy, like if I want to put it with something that doesn't make sense at all, it's my fucking world. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And that's at the end of the day, that's what it like. I have Skeletron figures right now that I'm army building, that are Shadaloo soldiers. That's
cool.
My world. That's my
That's
world.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's all the black and red ones, right? Like that.
Yep.
That's it. Like that's my Shadaloo army. That's what they're gonna be.
That's so.
And I like that. And I was like, this works well for me. And like, you know, I've made vehicles. I've made, you know, I put the Skeleton stickers on the vehicles and all that stuff. And I was like, this works. And in my lore, you know, Shadaloo took over Cobra. They took over Tekken, and that's what it is, right? You know, and that's how it works. And and then that's why I display, you know, Destro on the Shadaloo shelf. I display the Tekken guys on the Shadaloo shelf. Because in my lore, they took over all of them, and you know, Bison is the main figure, and then you have the generals after that.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's cool, man. Like, you know, at the end, like people are like, oh, this is just fan fiction or whatever. The reality is, especially these days when the original creators are so often like no longer involved,
Mm-hmm.
everything else that comes after it is essentially fan fiction. It's somebody else playing in someone else's sandbox. The only difference is that someone got paid and had a budget to make like a movie of it, and you're
Exactly.
just kind of playing with their stuff. But it's not necessarily any more valid or whatever. So like the story you just told is like, cool, show me that cartoon. I want to see Shadaloo taking over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Dude, Pop Passions, dude, I definitely agree with you, man. This is a lot of fun. It was a great conversation about collecting.
Right on, man.
And imagination, like, you know, again, like I collect to collect, but I'm fitting everything in my own world. Like it's not their world, it's my world.
Like
Yep.
there is a downside to collecting, though, that you know I think was revealed tonight, and that is the fact that you know, a lot of us have an entitlement. Like, you know, why do we have to wait like 3 years for figures to get released? Oh my gosh, you know, I
Right.
want them now. But when we were kids, we didn't know. You know, it was, oh my gosh, there's new figures out, or it's like, you know, the Sears holiday catalog drop, and there was like
dude.
30 pages at the back, right? And you know, you spend hours going through and just poring over like, you know, pictures and details. But now with the advent of technology and the access that we have and the demand that we feel that we have the right to ask, be like, hey, you know, it's like it's been 6 months, and it's like, well, yeah, you know, it's like there's a production window in between like July and September of 2027. So you're paying now, and then we have to like hold our breath. That's just what it is. So why do you think that we as collectors are getting upset and raising concerns about the time it takes to make action figures and the turnaround between Kickstarters to actual products in hands, when we all are aware of the fact that there's only like 5 or 6 factories in the world that make all of them?
Well, I think I actually don't know that everyone's aware. That's part of it. Also, I think, you know, as we've been talking about like indie toys or whatever, I don't think everyone is necessarily following in the same way.
Yeah,
or
I
maybe
would agree.
even like sees the world in the same way. Like everything I kind of laid out, I'm like indie toys, and this was, I was keenly aware of it because again, I'm moving through the world of my experience of like, oh, there was like these massive arena rock bands and major labels, and then there was this punk thing. And like in my head, I was keenly aware of it, and that's how I kind of understood what was happening, like with indie toys or anything else. I don't necessarily think folks know that, because I know a lot of collectors who are just like, I buy Joe stuff, whatever, and I saw this thing, or I'll introduce them to like AWOC or whatever, and they don't see that they're necessarily different in terms of how it's produced or whatever. They're just like, oh, toys are toys, that's dope. And same with Mythic Legions. As I've introduced different people to Mythic Legions, there's like a learning curve to understand.
There is,
At G-Con, they've released their big wave. You pre-order it, and then you wait. And then, like, you know, if you start to get in the cycle, the wait is fine because the stuff you ordered 2 years ago or last year is coming. And some of us, if we've been around, like, we get that, and we've become sort of, like, used to it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we get used to it. There are folks who aren't. So, like, they're literally like, hey, yo, Dan, and they just streamed, and they showed this new thing, or they tweeted out this marketing piece, and then a couple months later it's on PO, and then I get it, and it's not nearly as long. Like, that's the thing, that they have that advantage, right? They can plan years in advance, much longer, right? They have a sense of the rollout. And so, like, we're looking at now, like, the Cobra Commander that they just showed in the throne, which is dope, but that's not something that they just whipped up last year.
Well, that's the thing. That thing was whipped up back in 2023 or even 2022 because Corey, who used to work on the line, he created that figure. He and Lenny worked together, and Corey did the original sculpt for that figure. So, and he left the company in 2023. So that figure's been sitting around for a long time.
Good. So that's a good concrete example that we now know, because we can know. But like, a lot of those folks don't even realize I mentioned about how much of a small world it is with the factories. It's the same with sculpting. Like, you were talking Bushido, Abi. Like, Dan, who does Bushido, like, that's going to be his baby. He's sort of the creative director around it, and he's very much like taking his time. He wants to do it a particular way. Jason, as Spiro, is essentially now like, cool, you're going to do your thing. It's sort of an in-house brand or whatever. It's not like a licensing deal or whatever, but he's in charge of that. And I bring him up because he's got that baby that he's nursing. He's sculpted, like, at this point, him and Arlen are like two of the main sculptors of the figures, at least.
Okay.
But both of those guys have worked for Mattel and Hasbro and have figures that are on people's shelves, and they don't realize it because that's how Hasbro rolls, right? So it's like a lot of these sculptures are everywhere. Like, when I say it's a small world, it's like really a small world. And so where was I going with that? Oh, just in terms of, like, with going back to Hasbro, they have the money and the marketing dollars and the capital to start on a project and have a sense of, like, we think we could actually sell X units of this. They have a track record. They have retailers who are ready to buy, so they can make decisions in a much longer term vision than say we can. We're like, we have this great idea, let's kickstart it. Okay, now we actually have the money to produce it. We've done some of the legwork of sculpting and all that, but we couldn't pay for the tooling to happen or any of that stuff. We've been sitting on, like, the files, we're ready to go. So then, like, we're operating, it's actually really normal for like a 2-year cycle, maybe 2.5-year cycle. If you really think about how long it takes Hasbro to get figures out, and you from conception to drafting to design to approval from the business folks, it's probably at about a 2-year window.
Right.
It just seems much longer for folks like us because you saw it at like a much earlier part of the process, because we didn't have a choice. Like we're just moving like in the pace that we have the capital and resources to do. Anyway,
right.
This has been business talk. Hello. No.
Independent toy maker talk.
No, before
I don't buy any. I want to say that I don't like. I'm not an expert at all. Like, this is just from. So what I've leaned and had a little bit of. So I don't want to. I'm not trying to pitch that like, oh, I know all these things, but just from what I've come to understand. Just say that.
No, I get that. I want to bring this up because we are doing a giveaway tonight.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
We're giving away the Snake Supreme Cobra Commander.
Oh hell yeah!
Generously donated by Cool Ray.
420. Thank you so much.
We're going to start collecting the hashtags. There's going to be hashtag Cool Ray.
Nice.
It's playing across the banner on the bottom. I'll share my screen when we do pull it, but hashtag Cool Ray.
because I do not have that figure. That one has eluded me. It is elusive.
Which Goose just put in,
That's
yes.
there you
Hashtag
go.
Cool Ray. So get that out there, and the winner will message me. And again, you have to be subscriber, and then you also have to be present to be a winner. So you have to be here. That's how it works.
All right,
And,
hey, oh, my bad.
No, I was gonna say and then you message me on Figure Fight Club on Instagram or figurefightclub@gmail.com, and I'll send you the details on who to message after that, because we'll get you to Cool Ray, and he'll send it out directly. Cool Ray,
Nice.
I appreciate
Nice.
you very much, dude. This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is a great giveaway.
That is
Awesome.
absolutely awesome.
So,
And for members tonight as well, members only, we're giving away Elric. Open box Elric, but it's still an Elric, complete with
Hell yeah.
everything. So,
Hell yeah.
thank you to Shogun for that one.
K-Town's asking, open to your friends in the north, Canada. Is this open to Canada, Bobby?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, I mean, I'll pay for the shipping if needed. So yeah,
We got
that's
it
fine.
covered. We got it covered. Put in your hashtag cool right, K-Town. Make it so.
Nope.
Make it so, number one. Is that how we do that?
thank you. I'm your number 2. Hey,
Number one, we'll make a number 2.
I got you there. That was the pre-show dump. You know, you have to get the energy up. All right, so I do have some completely serious journalism questions that must be asked. Cool.
Oh,
Cool. Yeah.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Brick, would a gorilla make a good roadie?
a gorilla would. Yes.
Okay.
However,
how many action figures would it take to win a bar fight?
okay, we're just doing these. How many action figures would it take to win a bar fight? If it is a loose collector Sasquatch, 1. This is
What?
heavy enough to
That's
take in
another
the bar
point.
fight and smack across dude's head and run away. You're good. Yeah.
I would
Gotcha.
say a Cesare Casio 1 as well.
Okay. If toy collectors were a fantasy RPG class, what class are you?
Oh, me? I'm actually. I think I'm a monk these days.
A monk.
Yeah, like a fighter monk.
What is your most
Wait, is a
irrational
monk a
collecting
class?
habit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Say it again?
sure. A warrior monk like in
Yeah. like
Diablo,
fighter.
right?
Yeah.
What is your most irrational collecting habit?
Oh, geez. We heard it earlier.
Yeah.
I go, oh, I didn't buy that thing that I wanted to buy, so I just made $50. That's the worst habit.
Very true. Have you ever bought a figure and immediately hidden the receipt?
Hidden the receipt, like from
yeah.
my loved ones.
From reality, you were like, "Fuck, I can't believe. Oh, I trashed that receipt right away. I got a cool figure."
I don't think I've ever done that. That said, everything's digital, so like whatever. See, no.
So here's the thing. I
had a
bragged to my
box
wife.
open once.
So when I
had to-
bought those 30 or 27 Casias, I literally showed it to my wife. I said, look what I bought. And she asked me immediately,
Yeah.
how much is it? Because I did it in the kitchen, right? I posted them all in the kitchen. That's where I took the photo.
Yeah.
And she was like, how much did all these
Hmm.
cost? I was like, well, they were all from different places. So it was like between 47 to 55. And she was like, are you happy? I was like, yes. And then she was like, all right, good.
All right. So I got a lightning round, and then we can do the drawing. All right. All right. So, Brick, coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee,
Early bird or night owl?
early bird.
Favorite color?
Oh, it's not a color, but black.
Favorite toy?
That's a color, bro.
No,
It's an
not.
absolute color.
It's a
It's
neutral.
the absence of all color. Favorite toy in your collection right now?
Oh Jesus.
Clip that.
Oh
Cal.
God, that sucks, man. You can't ask that question.
Lightning round.
Actually, I will say this. It's
Okay.
been on my mind. There's are you familiar with Neja Fancy Rome? Hold on.
I am not.
Yeah,
am
no,
not.
I thank you for enabling us to learn about a
Well,
New
it's the
toy.
kind of thing that I don't think everybody is necessarily interested in, but
Oh,
we are.
that's dope.
Oh, look at that shit.
Gorgeous, yeah.
And so Neja actually can. There's a head with like multiple faces. This thing came stocked, and so this is one of those things where most folks aren't familiar with it. But weirdly, like there was a recent animated CG cartoon of this thing that is like now the highest selling animated movie. Like, and most folks have never even heard about it because there's a whole planet out there that you know, and it comes from China, which is like kind of got a high population. But anyway,
True.
I am so hyped on this world that we're living in now, where I'm getting Rise of the Fifth Son, Mashika figures. Where like I never had toys like that. I've never gotten stuff like Investiture of the Gods or Journey to the West stuff. We didn't have access. The other one I mentioned earlier, Legends of the Ramayana. Like, when was I going to get Hindu gods? Like,
I have the all in. So
yeah, I paid a while back, like not a small amount of money for a dude to give me a Shiva out of a Masterverse, like a custom, just because like, and I love these on my shelf in you know, because kids are like, what's that? It's like, yeah, that's He-Man or whatever, but check this out. Like, and they're like, oh, you know, and kids will recognize it, and others are like, what's that? And so
Mabartha is coming out next, by the way.
Was that?
Mabartha is coming out next.
I just the what's his name?
It's true, man.
Hold on a second. This guy.
Oh yeah, Raven.
That's cool.
Yeah, Ravana. Yeah,
or Ravana or Raven. Yeah.
Oh, Raven. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
You might know
Raven,
more than me. Yeah, of course. But
Time.
with this, and I can actually have him sit down with it properly and hold this. I'm just like, dude, what world are we living in? My dream right now, and I've talked with Jason Demon, who's doing Rise of the Fifth Son. I was like, yeah, dude, let's get these figures out. But I'm put this in your ear. Give me some stuff from the Philippines. There's a lot of great creatures, a lot of great heroes, a lot of great gods and goddesses that I think people might get excited about. Like, they look amazing, tattoos and the whole nine. That I think. So I'm just excited by that. And the reason that Neja is a favorite is because it's like an all-around dope toy, like exchangeable parts. Yeah, it's Fancy Realm, which they've had some stuff that's not so good, but for some reason the sculpt and paint on this thing is real tight. So I was super surprised by that one last year. And it's also one that I think most people just don't know about. So it's in the personality. I'm gonna champion the underdog.
Last three.
Yeah. Sorry. Lightning round. It's not lightning round with me. You've probably
one word that describes your collecting style.
Addiction.
One word that describes the toy community.
Oh, microcosm. Sorry, but that's all I can think of. Microcosm.
One word that describes Brick something.
Complicated.
Good answer. Good
Hell
answer. Yes. I like
we
it.
are living in marvelous times, folks. There are toys that you would not believe exist.
Is that Beatles?
Those are freaking Beatles.
Like, people are talking about like
freaking
what are we doing with all the bug stuff? I was like, dude, in Japan they have, and this is stuff that it's not big bad.
Yeah,
these are gashapon.
Yep.
Like,
really?
When I went to Japan, I can get this. These are like premium gashapon, so they're a little bit more, but they're the equivalent of like $4, right? In a little thing, you put in your coins and you turn it, and they're like super articulated. It's ridiculous. I've got a collection of bugs, and they're beautiful. My point is, we are living in great times, and this is my message for toy folks. I say we're a microcosm because, like, sometimes we get way negative. At the end of the day, we're playing with toys at a time where toys are way cooler than they ever have been.
We are in the golden age of collecting right now.
Oh, yeah.
So cheer up, motherfuckers. It's like, come on, we got toys.
Exactly.
So,
Yes, I agree. I like that for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Now, let me ask you one last question before we pull the giveaway winner.
Yes.
If you had to choose one line that you collect, and that's the only thing you collect, which one would it be?
Oh, like forever. I heard you ask. Yeah, I heard you ask Jeremy this. Damn.
We know Shogun, we know, but you're young, so maybe there's still hope for you.
You know what? No, that's Jeremy's answer. No, but I'm still gonna say it. I think he was right. Didn't he pick Mezco? I think he did, and there's a reason why I would say Mezco, and that's because Mezco has so many licenses. I'm cheating, basically. They basically, it's like if you just say I'm only collecting Mezco, it's like, oh, I'm still collecting everything. I've got comic books, I've got original characters and Rumble, and occasionally they'll give us giant robots, they'll give us cars. So like they, in more than a lot of our companies that exist, like they'll take those kinds of swings, right? Like I think Jeremy even said here is like, we wouldn't necessarily do like play sets. I know Jason has said like, nah, we're just trying to get these figures out, right? Like folks, if I step back at Mezco, they can be a pain in the ass for sure, but they're messing with soft goods. They're doing different properties. We're getting Thundercats soon from them, and I'm excited about what that looks like. So I would say Mezco because I feel like it's like collecting everything still. You're not actually limiting yourself. So.
In a way, it is though, because again, the Power Rangers, they've done. I mean,
GI Joe, they've done.
GI Joe, they've done everything. Like literally, every Ghostbusters.
Yep.
Marvel,
and they still
DC.
give me the indie flavor that I love of new IP, like all the Rumble Society stuff, all of the. They're still doing, and they go back and do their own takes on classic things that I kind of like. That Neja, they'll do Captain Nemo. Like that's dope.
What the hell?
Timu KJ Smith.
Oh look, it's Laser Pants.
Not in Kansas anymore. Oh, I got to meet him briefly at Motuniverse. Really briefly, he came by the booth.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Nice.
It was a nice opportunity. Him and I got to meet Rob for the first time. Cool.
Rob is a good dude.
Very cool.
Yep. Very good. LP's a good, nice too. Yeah. LP's a good dude too. Let's pull the winner. What do you think?
Let's do it, man. Let's
I'm gonna add this back to the stage. A chance to win the what was it? The Supreme Snake or the Snake Supreme Cobra Commander. Thank you very much, Cool Ray, for donating that.
What did Wade say? This is the official giveaway of YouTube.
Of YouTube, of toy collecting YouTube.
He's 100% accurate.
We are the giveaway channel. Again, we did giveaway parties, man. The first one we did 21 giveaways. Second one we did 42.
Oh, I remember. And you were like building up the channel, and you were like, it was growing. You were giving stuff on other channels. It was awesome.
It was fun. And the giveaway parties are great. It's a lot of work, but it's great.
Yeah,
and even at IshCon over the past weekend, physically we gave away 25 figures. Yeah, we gave out 25 figures in person.
Damn.
Yeah.
Were they all Cassius?
No, they were just random things.
A lot of random stuff. Some good stuff though. It wasn't like junk. I mean, there's
never
all the Cassius are mine. All of them were mine. I'll be upfront about that, 100%. Again, the winner for this #CoolRay, message me on Figure Fight Club or on Instagram or figurefightclub@gmail.com, and I will, once confirm who you are, I will send you over to Cool Ray, and who will send out the figure. Cool Ray, again, thank you very much for donating the figure. This is amazing. And then members only, there's another donation happening. Shogun Omega is donating an Elric, so make sure to tune in members only.
Heck yeah!
I'm just.
You guys ready to pull this?
The show.
Do it.
Give Lou the camera.
Give Lou the camera.
Bro, you can, I've already offered you to buy it.
No, big fan's trying to get you to give it to me. You go ahead, pull the.
Listen, if you want to buy some Cassius for me, I'm good. Let's go. We'll make it an even trade. It's fine.
Yeah, we can figure it out for sure. Absolutely.
Listen, I'll give you a really good price on the camera and
I know.
And everything else.
Deal
Well, Big Fan knows. Abby and I have talked about it a lot, so it's not. The deal isn't necessarily off the table, and it's But I appreciate. Big
I'll literally give you everything, like the cleaning kit, the double lens, all the accessories, everything is there. It's all part of it.
And that's why I love you, brother.
Shogun's like, I want the camera now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this.
Shogun, you're too young.
Yeah.
Again, Cool Ray, thank
Roll
you very
it.
much for this donation. This is awesome.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Cool
you.
Ray.
And let's see who wins. I should probably write this down.
I'm gonna win it. I didn't.
Wait, so is real KJ Smith?
Saint Bificus! Keith, congratulations.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, brother.
That's awesome, dude. I'm
Sure.
glad Keith you won. That's amazing.
That's very cool.
What is Keith still
That's a cool
here?
figure.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
gotta be here.
Yeah,
He's gotta be here.
Keith's
We ask this question every single time. Are you
Yep.
still here?
All right. There he is.
He is
Oh,
here.
there you go.
He's there.
I went fast.
I'm
Right
sitting
on.
here wondering if Timu KJ Smith says rigged as well. I don't know if that's a Timu KJ thing too, but we'll see.
Probably.
Okay. Well, let's find out. Let's find out.
That's rigged.
Does he have like multiple accounts with KJ Smith?
I don't know.
There we go.
There it is.
There we go. There's one of the
I see-
rigged.
That's Gibbs though.
I know. Yeah.
Keith, thank you for being here as always, and it was fun hanging out with you at IshCon, dude. It was. I'm glad you made it. That's for sure.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah. That was a good
100%.
surprise. Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun, for sure. IshCon was a lot of fun.
Team of KJ.
You guys and your cool
KJ?
your cool toy shows, man. There he is, rigged for your pleasure. Yeah, I think that's a real KJ Smith. That sounds about right. This guy.
I'm pretty sure he is the real KJ Smith. To be honest with you, please stand up.
We do have a lot of great shows here on the East Coast for sure. Yeah,
We do. We're a little spoiled, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous, man. Hopefully, we'll see how Moto Universe takes. They do it regularly because that was really cool. It was small,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
but it was good, man, and it was a good show for us too. So
Yeah.
Savage
It's-
there. We were there. Hatter was there. Like it was a cool mix of like indie toys, and then it was like Motu stuff. So it was a
Right.
great way to kind of introduce folks to like the new things that are happening right now.
Mhm. I'm glad to see. Yeah, I'm glad to see that happening. I enjoy the smaller to mid-size cons, honestly, a little bit more than the extravagant. STCC has become very, very commercialized. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be real. I mean, it's still the mecca,
Not just
right?
SCCC though.
But-
like
Well, no, I know
Yeah.
New York Comic Cons is, or New York,
sure.
Comic Con is the same way. Even to a degree, Dragon Con here in Atlanta is getting to be that way as well. I mean, they still have their core roots, but it's
Right.
grown into massive size.
I do
Yeah,
want to
but-
go to Dragon Con though. I've never been, and I've heard it's wild. So
It is insane. It is insane.
It's
So-
funny. I've heard that too.
Put it together.
I've
that's the
heard-
only reason why I want to go. Is I've heard it's
I've
wild. I was
heard
like, I
it
want to
quite a
go.
scene. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I've heard it quite a scene.
what's next? Rick, something like
So-
are you doing cons or what's next for the channel?
So we're chilling on. I mean, tomorrow I'm going to a con, but that's just to shop and hang out with friends down in San Jose. There's a local toy show. That's a small show,
Mhm.
and sometimes folks will roll out. But as far as like AWOC stuff, we were actually supposed to be up at the Pacific Northwest Legions meetup, and unfortunately, we had to cancel our participation in that show. That was supposed to be on the 13th and 14th, but folks should go. Blake, Recon Rage, Total Grassroots, bringing them out. Jeremy's going to be there flying out and representing the Four Horsemen there. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff going on. I wish we could be there. Stuff's expensive. Flying's expensive. Shipping's expensive.
It is.
I said we had a good show at Moto Universe. We absolutely did, but then we had to ship stuff, and it's just like, oh man, there goes that. No, it's just like it's pretty crazy. So unfortunately, we had to cancel that. So the next show that I'll probably be doing with AWOC is hopefully Legions Con this year. That's the plan.
Right on.
Nice.
And then, I do a thing every May. We call it the West Coast Mythic Meetup, but it's essentially up here in Sacramento, California, that I help co-organize. And then hopefully Mootuniverse again, because that thing was really dope. I wasn't ever able to go to a PowerCon, but like literally in one day I got to meet, and have conversations with Rudy Obrero, his wife. Who else? Oh my God, Rebecca Taylor, who this is the person who did the art in Castle Grayskull for like the floor and the flags. Like I was talking about the battle ram art. Like those are her artwork and those decals. Alan Oppenheimer, 96-year-old dude, like moving around, and Mike Young was there, like who did the 2000X thing, and he's never really been out to like talk about 2000X, and that was kind of cool to see him there. I got to talk a little bit with William Stout, who was the concept artist behind the 1987 movie, but also like I knew William Stout from comic stuff and art stuff. It was crazy, dude. It was just cool to see all that, and then have all the toy stuff, and just see friends from online in real life. So it was a really amazing thing, and just happened to line up with the movie. Man, next year will be an anniversary year for the 1987 movie, so there'll still be some celebration. I will tell you, if folks are Motu fans, please go check out the movie. Like, just go check it out, man.
I'm watching it next weekend.
Yeah,
cool.
I've got to go for
Wednesday
sure.
night.
I've heard nothing but great things so far, as that it's a fun, and I haven't seen anything, so I can't give you guys any spoilers, and I wouldn't anyway.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I'm looking forward to seeing it for sure. I'm not a massive Motu guy, but I'm a fan enough that I think what I am hearing is, and what I saw in the trailer, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking.
I will say I went, even more important than me liking it, I went with my kids. My kids are 13 and 15 now. They liked it. They know
That's cool.
Masters of the Universe from Dad, but they don't like really know it. I think they actually watched the DreamWorks She-Ra cartoon as kids, and that was their first way of learning about Motu stuff.
Oh, wow.
But they enjoyed it. Like the humor hits them in a way that, like, okay, and the action and all of that in a way that they were into. So I'm like, that's good. That's, I think, is what is needed right now. I will tell you, the action stuff, to me, the highlights, I would just say the action scenes are way more than I expected. The approach to choreography and fighting, the way they, like, these are characters we know, but we don't 100% know what they're fully capable of in battle. And there are things that they do with certain characters that you're just like, oh, of course they would do that. That's perfect. Like, I hadn't thought about that, but that is ridiculously cool. And it's not totally, it can get violent. It can get violent. And then the other thing that stands out is, man, that freaking track. Have you heard the track? That unfortunately, it's like the one piece of music that's throughout. But that Brian May from Queen playing guitar, it totally is like Flesh. It totally's got that guitar driven, like, dudes with swords and unicorns on the side of a van kind of vibe.
Yeah, big anthemic. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool stuff, man. Fun time at the movies.
Hell yeah. Any shout outs you want to do?
Oh, real quick, shout out to Coda. Sorry, he's just putting the Rise of the Codas. That's my son's name, and every time I see him in the chat, I was like, "Hey, that's my son's name." Coda with a shout outs. No, I guess shout outs. Yes. Two things. Tide Realm Corsairs just hit their goal, so they've backed, and we're pushing. I want to push that 165 because there's a figure in there I want to have on my shelf. It needs to be unlocked. So, God damn it, go back it. And then Jason Demon, Rise of the Fifth Son. I brought those prototypes to Mootuniverse. In fact, that's how I met Laserpants, because he was like, I need to find these things. I need to take pictures for Nikki. I wish I met Nikki because I love her work. It was cool for her to sort of see these things. But the Rise of the Fifth Son, Mexica, Aztec lore based on the 4 key gods of that sort of cosmology. Check it out, folks. Like, I think it's something that should exist, needs to exist as much as this Neja thing did. I think it'll resonate with a lot of folks because it's at its core. Yes, it's Mexica Aztec stuff, but it's fantasy, man. There's like there's all the things. There's weapons. There's big buff dudes. Jet black skin with like amazing color armor. Dragon guy, blue wind guy. Like if there's that fantasy stuff mixed with real cool like Mexica lore. So I just think shout out to Jason Demon because I really want to see that thing succeed. And contrary to public belief, all indie toy Kickstarters do not succeed. There's been a couple recently that I wanted to see happen that didn't happen. So shout out to them because I really, really want to see that thing happen. And I will remind people, action figures, everything costs money because a lot of folks are like, ooh, those will not be cheap figures. They are beautifully detailed, sculpted. There's a lot of pieces to that body. But I think they're going to be worth it. So go shout out to them and shout out to what is it, Candeman? I'm assuming 5,000 or just because he says I'm Mexican, so I could put a little. But orale, man, check it out. The gente needs to go see. Needs to know about it. That was my thing. I was like, dude, I'm doing a show in the LA area. How are we not going to have the Aztec Mexica line in LA? The folks in LA. And I was totally right. That thing turned heads like nobody's fucking business. Like everyone's like, what is this? What? And then people are like, check it out. I got that god tattooed on my arm. I was like, cool. Tell your folks this is coming. Be ready to buy. And I mean, like, tell your folks, your non-toy buying folks need to go get this stuff. So there's a shout out.
Very cool.
No, you want to shout out yourself?
Me?
Are your links are also in the description? It's all in the description. But yourself.
Every Sunday, 3:45 Pacific, 6:45 Eastern, I hang out with a guest, and it ranges from I just want to kick it with this dude. It's been a while to hey, they've got this amazing project I want folks to know about. And it literally is just it's called the news, but it's so again, shout out to my people who we make acronyms out of everything. But it's the needless ephemera we saw, which is like, what's that word? It just means we look at cool shit. So we just look at stuff on the internet. We're like, look at that. That's rad. Let's talk about it. Because I want to project some things and just get other people's takes. That's all it is. So real chill, come through. I got to have you guys on at some point. Like
100%.
And I will say, please. And during the summer, I got a little more capacity. So it'll probably happen on non-Sundays too. So just check out the channel. Do the things.
And all the links are in the description.
Thank you.
Give them a follow. Goose, how about you?
Most definitely.
I am the Goose. You can find me on Initial Goose Creations, Instagram, and at the_NoCo with the C_toy_guild. The NoCo Toy Guild. We're just a loose group of diorama builders, people that kit bash, hang out. But yeah, so we do in-person meetups, and it's what we want to bring visibility to the toy collecting community in Colorado. So yeah, if you're ever out here, give us a shout. You can always find me on Figure Fight Club. Yeah, I'm the Goose. That's about it. Hit the like button.
Hell yeah. Lou, how about you?
Real quick, I wanted to bring this up because I don't think we brought this up. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's fine. But Plastic Boy Wonder became a YouTube member tonight, so
snap.
We can't miss that. Thank you so much.
He was texting me earlier too during the stream.
Hell yeah!
Welcome to membership, bro.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, welcome.
You have to play my video though.
We do have to play a video, and I've been restrained tonight. So
no, you have not. Go ahead, go wild.
Hi guys, this is Faces by Rachie here, and I just want to let you guys know that I love Figure Fight Club. Whoop.
Who knew you were gonna play that one?
Yeah. And I think Abby, I think you misread what I said. I didn't mean you were restraining me. I said I've had restraint. I've had restraint all night. So
exercise.
Hello, Faces by Ricci. It was good to see you again.
She doesn't watch this, bro.
I know she doesn't. I know she doesn't. That's okay. And even if she did, she'd just roll her eyes like, "What's this dude? What do you want me to say anyway?" It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
I do live in reality, believe it or not. It's all right.
Plastic Boy, welcome, dude. Tune in members only. We'll be on like 20 minutes, Lou? What do you think?
20 minutes. 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Depends on how long it takes Abby to close out tonight. So
Well, you need about 20 minutes.
I know, I need 20 minutes.
We always wait
All
for
right,
you
but
at the end of the day.
You can find me on Instagram, LucidaBase3, toy photography. You guys likely know that, but I'll throw that out there anyway. You can find me a lot right here on Figure Fight Club. Tomorrow night, I'm doing a little double duty. I will be on Destro's Designs with Destro, hanging out. I believe that is 8 o'clock. I got to check again. We have not been able to discuss anything this week, so
I'm pretty sure it's at 9, but it could be 8. I don't remember.
it could be 9. It could be 9. So go check it out if you want. We'll be hanging out. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Also tomorrow night I will be on Talib 1980 _ collects, another co-host of our channel here at Figure Fight Club, but this will be on Talib's channel, Men on Film, along with Abby and a number of others in the panel, including Shogun, Smudge Customs. Stew for Lunch won't be with us tomorrow night, won't be able to make it, but our special guest I believe is Mikey from JMK Customs, so that's gonna be a fun show. I'll see you guys there.
Sue can't make it either.
Who?
Stu?
Smudge?
No, Stu.
Stu. I just said that. Stu can't make it.
I heard Smudge, but okay.
No, I said Smudge is on the show. Stu can't make it. Did I say that? I don't know. Maybe I did. Yeah. All right. If it weren't weird, and I'm not going to do it and take
comedies.
I've been going through. Yeah, it's comedies. I've been going through a lot of pain in the past few weeks, so my head is not. You should see what my shoulder looks like right now. It looks like the Dudley Boys put me through a table. I've got all this bruising all through here and all through here. It is nasty looking. I've been going through physical therapy, and they were working.
Sleep on your left side, bro. That's how it works. Sleep on your left side.
Oh, I do. That's the problem. Well, that's not the problem, but I do sleep on the left side. Anyway, you can find me on all those things. You guys remember Thursday nights Taking the Shot? We are doing a special G.I. Joe show for G.I. Joe June, 9 o'clock on Thursday, with Destro Design, and Destro is my spirit animal. If you guys want to have any of your photographs, G.I. Joe based photography featured, hit me up on Instagram. Send me a DM on LucidaBase3. We'll get you up there. That's it for me. Pain in my ass. Shogun, I don't want to hear your shit about it, dude. I'm all damn night long.
He is the heel of the group.
Oh, he is 100% the heel of the group.
He is the heel.
I still love the guy. 'Cause, I mean, regardless, I say that, but he picked this up for me. And he did too.
Nice. A Bernice that goes for $250 on the internet right now.
Yeah.
And you did it right with that spear going through that cut in that shield. That's what
exactly.
That's fun. Yep. So I still love you. Shut your mouth. You shut your own mouth. Anyway, thanks for picking up the figure, though, brother.
Again, thank you to everyone who's watching. Appreciate you all. We are the king of giveaways. We're going to be doing a giveaway in the members only, so tune into that. Next week, our guest will be Sandbox. What's up? Next week, our guest.
We collect the Mezcos and Marvel Legends and even the third parties. We shop the Legos and McFarlane's, and we even check out the Barbies. We hunt through Walmart and at Target and anywhere with toys. We help each other out because we do it for the boys. Welcome to the Plastic Journey Podcast.
Rob Post will be our guest next week. Make sure to tune in. Lou's going to be headlining that show with Rob because I will not be there. I'll be at HeroesCon. So
I'm looking forward to that as the resident Savage Crucible shill. That's going to be a lot of fun for me.
You are the biggest shill of them all.
A lot of fun for me.
For sure.
Real quick, before I know you got a lot to say, but I didn't say this. Brick, it has been a pleasure hanging out with you tonight.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. And I was going to do a similar thing. Like, hey, before we go, I was like, hey, I didn't say thank you. No, I really appreciate you all inviting me and being able to talk and hang out. And it was great. It was great to
Yeah, well, thank you.
Sorry about the very complicated and slow lightning round there, Goose. But thank you for trying.
We're good. I'm neurospicy, so I'm a little faster. Yeah.
He's spicy for sure, but it's all for shits and giggles, so it doesn't matter.
Giggles. I'm fun.
This was a lot of fun, dude. We got to have you back on for sure.
Oh yeah.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Super
Thank
fun.
you for jumping
Thanks to
on.
the chat. Folks have been saying dope things, and I appreciate it. I've been seeing it, and I really appreciate it, man. Y'all are great.
We got a great
yeah.
crew coming into the chat every night. So yeah,
I agree.
Hell yeah.
100%.
love those guys.
And then members tune in for the after show. We're gonna have some fun. Give us about 20 minutes, like Lou said, and we'll be doing another giveaway. And it'll be an Elric. Thank you to Shogun for that one.
See, Shogun is a badass. I love the guy. Despite the fact that he hates me.
Peace out again, Brick. This was a lot of fun. Definitely
Yeah, man.
appreciate you, chat. Thank you
you.
guys very much as well.
You're a fun
And
break.
Replay Squad, amazing. Have a good night. We'll see you on members only. See you there. Peace out.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures in talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club, stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. So keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.